We're getting started early. Well, we're listening to music a little bit early at least. Because I like this song a lot. not adjust your dials, you are in the right place. Fleischer Forum is about to begin. You know the drill, kids. When the keys are crying, the guitar is whining, somebody in Texas probably has the blues, but their name's not Linus. Their name's not Kathy. At least I hope not. I don't know. Maybe they do. But tonight, we have ourselves 2.5 hours. Pure Fleischer Forum goodness. We're going to sit here and we're going to watch today's docket and we're going to talk about it. We're going to enjoy it together. I hope everybody enjoys what we have put together. It's been a long day. It's going to be a longer evening. It's going to be a fun evening. I'm happy to see everybody here. And as people roll in, I just want everybody to know I appreciate you all very much. Let's get ready for the Fleischer Forum, shall we? Well, as the song starts to transition, I think we'll go ahead and transition on into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fleischer Forum. I hope everybody's ready for a night full of some interesting cases. I do want to make a note right before we get started that I have changed the order of things up just a little bit. I thought it would be fun to maybe take some cases that didn't show back up until like 2 hours later in the docket and kind of bring them together for a little bit of cohesiveness. When I was editing it all, I just felt like, some of these people kind of got lost in the mix. So there's a few of them that I've kind of brought together to make them a little bit more cohesive for us. So forgive the jumping around a little bit in the editing style for tonight's show, but I hope it makes it all the better and I hope you enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Fleischer Forum.
Good morning, ma'am. You are Yurisbel Perez Leyva.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with prostitution. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On November 1st, 2024, officers were working in an undercover capacity while conducting a vice investigation at Glamour Girls, a sexual-oriented business located at 14428 Hempstead Road in Harris County, Texas. While inside, officer was approached by the defendant. The two engaged in a conversation that turned sexual in nature. The defendant asked the officer if he wanted to go to the VIP room in return for $120. When officer asked what it would include, the defendant replied, "Me." Officer told the defendant that he wanted to puff, and the defendant smiled at him and said, "Okay, everything for $400. The defendant agreed to have straight sex with the officer for a fee of $400.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm going to order you as a condition of your bond not to engage in like-kind activity. If I find that you continue with this, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay.
Would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am? Okay, we will give you an application. I need to know how much money you make a month. I will take a look at it. And then if you qualify, I will give you a lawyer today. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then we will have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Otherwise, I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. Please. So no engaging in, please. Okay, you ready?
Transcription, I can do.
No, no. Ms. Perez Leyva, come up. Come up.
Christmas is around the corner too.
I honestly do not.
¿Puede traer su bolsa? Ponerla aquí, por favor.
Judge, what's the name?
This is Ms. Leyva, Perez Leyva, with the,
Deje sus pertenencias ahí. Ahora aquí en el centro, por favor.
Oh,
Buenos días. Oh, tardes ya. Me llamo Luis Soylita. Acérquese, por favor. Gracias. Y le contesta en español al juez nada más. Solo mirlo, solamente miro el juez. Mientras casi.
when you apply for a court-appointed lawyer, you have to qualify. If you make too much money,
Demasiado dinero.
you just don't qualify.
No califica.
In the affidavit you filled out, you're stating that you make $8,000 a month.
Por mes. Yes, sir.
This is true.
Si eso es verdad,
Don't qualify
no
for an appointed
califica para un
lawyer,
abogado
man.
de oficio. Quedar más tiempo. O solo mire el juez, por favor.
You really make $8,000
¿Ya
a
gana
month?
$8,000 por mes?
Es que eso es algo que no,
Solo mire el juez. Y
que
hable
no
con él.
sabría decirle porque
I want you to tell me the truth.
It's just something I wouldn't know what to tell you. Me gustaría que me diga la verdad.
I know how much money
Usted,
you
solo usted
make.
sabe
All
cuánto dinero
sources.
gana.
I just need you to tell me the truth. Do you really make $8,000 a
Ya
month?
gana como $8,000 por mes.
es que no sabría decirle porque no sé exactamente lo que hago por día. Varía en el día, puedo ser exactamente $100, depende.
Well, le pido por favor que no me mire a mí, solo mire el juez. It just, I couldn't tell you with any certainty because it varies, my income from day to day. I could make on one day $100, but it depends.
I don't want you to engage in this
Yo no quiero
behavior
que se involucre en
anymore.
este comportamiento ya más.
I want you to understand
Yo
that
quiero
if you
que usted
continue
entienda
with this, I
que
will
usted
put you in
continúa
jail.
con esto, no va a
You are
poner en
not
la
allowed
cárcel.
to continue
Y
with
no
this type of
Va a poder continuar con ese tipo de
income, so to speak. Do you understand?
decirlo así. ¿Usted entiende?
Ujú.
Tiene que hablar.
Knowing
Señor,
that.
señor, tiene que hablar.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Knowing that,
Sabiendo eso,
what kind of income do you have coming in? Are you married?
¿qué ingresos tienes? ¿Eres casada?
Sí,
Yes.
What is your husband?
¿A qué se dedica su esposo?
estamos casados, pero no mantengo una relación con él.
I'm married, but I don't maintain a relationship with him.
Get any income from
¿Usted
him?
recibe ingreso de parte de él?
No.
No.
Do you have children?
¿Usted tiene hijos?
Sí, pero en Cuba.
Yes, but in Cuba.
Guess what we can do is I can send you home with an application and you take time, think about it. But I need to know
Pues yo
what your
necesito
true
saber
income is.
en realidad cuál es su
And
verdadero
then if you
ingreso.
qualify, we'll give you a lawyer, but I really need to know what your income is. And
Ya necesito saber.
8,000, just you don't
8,000.
qualify. So I'll
Yeah.
send you with one. But I want you to understand, you're not to engage in this behavior.
No se puede involucrar en ese
So when you fill out this application, it's not taking this into account.
consideración.
Do you understand?
¿Se entendió?
Sí, señor.
No
Sir.
more of this.
Ya no más de esto.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Please.
Hacia la izquierda, por favor. Agarra su bolsa. Uy, sí.
No, I'm gonna send her just like maybe 2 weeks to give her to fill it out, give her time, and then we'll take it.
Page 4, Booker, come on up. Counsel, please. Thank you. Have a seat.
You are Taylor Brooker? Or Booker, sorry. Ms. Brooker, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to an assault. The complainant, defendant's sister, told officers that she and the defendant got into an argument. The complainant was sitting on the couch when the defendant came and stood over her and tried to take complainant's phone out of her hand. The complainant pushed defendant away and the defendant began striking the complainant. The complainant told officers that defendant was holding the complainant by the hair and bit her on the ear, breaking the skin and causing pain. Judge, this defendant has also had a prior AFM, impeding breath, with the same complainant. We've spoken to the complainant and she wants no contact.
Ms. Brooker, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now not to have any contact with this person whatsoever. Do you understand?
Sure.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons as well. If I find that you're in possession of your weapons, you try to have contact with this person in whatever means, I don't care. No contact means no Snapchat, Facebook, social media. Do you understand? I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, likewise, I will put you in jail. How old are you, ma'am? You're 21. What do you do with yourself now?
I take care of my grandparents. I do healthcare.
You get paid for that?
Yes, sir.
How much money do you make a month?
Now 1K a month. 1K a month.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to work on that right now. I am making that a condition of your bond. You cannot go through life at the minimum without a high school education. I'm going to bring you back. I'll give you a lawyer. Are you really rolling your eyes at me?
I can't hear you. That's
I want you to work on getting your GED.
fine.
I'm making that a condition of your bond.
I heard that part. I just didn't hear anything else, sir.
I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. If you fail to take the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to revoke your bond. You
Sorry.
understand? I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. If you fail to take the drug test, if you fail to come back, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand? When you come back, we will talk about your lawyer situation, about working on getting your GED as well. Just take a seat for me, man.
You said no contact, correct?
Yeah, no contact, no weapons. I'm going to send her for a test now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not done with them. No, Josh, I'm not done with her. I need to talk to her.
So whenever you're ready, just go ahead.
Come on up.
Judge, you just really got on the case. I don't think she knows.
Okay, not a problem, but she can't go. There's a lot that we need to talk about still. You want to do it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Felicia,
Yes, sir.
what'd she test positive for? Anything else?
No, just here.
No more. You will be tested 40 days from today. If you test positive again, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Sure.
Josh, what's your last name again? That's right.
I'm sorry, you said in 3 days or
40 days from today, maybe 42, maybe 45, I will test you again for marijuana. If you test positive again, or if you consume alcohol, your bond will be revoked. You will go into custody. I'm also entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. And what this is this is a court order that identifies Caleb Precious Booker as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of 225 South 13th, apartment 18. Do you understand? You cannot go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. If you violate this court order, the state will file additional charges against you, and then things will go sideways really quick. Do you understand?
Sure,
No contact whatsoever by any means.
sure.
Okay, so what we'll do is we will reset the case for about 42 days, 43 days, 45 perhaps. And then she must be here at the next setting. And then just if you don't mind letting them know, we've issued the order for protection. So if somehow Ms. Booker reaches out to the person, then warrant issues. We've given you a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Josh, and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. If Josh tells me that he can't get a hold of you, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Sure,
Do you see how many people we've put into jail today?
sure.
Do you know why?
Yes, I was listening.
Good. All we want are streets to be safe.
I
And as
understand.
long as you can do that, then you and I will be best friends. Otherwise, you got it. Okay, good luck, Ms. Booker. Thanks, Josh.
All right, Judge, page 15, Nambo, come on up.
Hey, guys, I didn't even see there was a MOAB that was in this case, right? A MOAB was issued in this case, right? Did you see? I forgot to even ask. Booker,
Yes, well.
Oh, yes, it does.
okay. I gotta go over that with her, so when she comes back, we'll do that again. Hi, Ralph.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
Good morning. Who do we have here?
Maria Nambo. It's an arraignment, Your Honor.
Ramos?
Nambo,
Oh,
Nambo.
number, okay. Morning, Ms. Nambo.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Officers observed the 2017 black GMC Sierra failed to maintain a single lane by driving onto the curb and straddling the curb for 70 yards. Officer followed the truck and observed it to fail to obey a traffic signal by failing to stop at a red light. The truck had the front half protruding into the intersection. A traffic stop was conducted. The defendant appeared confused, fumbled with the key to turn off the vehicle. Officer observed a clear plastic baggie containing a green leafy substance in the center console in plain view. The defendant denied taking drugs or alcohol. The defendant could not locate the license which officer could observe in her wallet. The defendant was unable to understand officer's directions and was swaying while standing. Officer observed HFD check on the defendant and they cleared the defendant, but then the defendant seemed to go almost unconscious. The defendant was transported to LPJ. DICs were read and the defendant consented to blood. Officers searched the vehicle and observed antipsychotics, antihistamines, antibiotics, and via juice. Nurses could not draw blood even though they tried multiple different points. Officers got a grand jury subpoena and medical records show the defendant had tested positive for cocaine, benzos, and cannabinoids.
Ms. Nambo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. You just had a DWI that was dismissed, so I'm now placing a restriction on your license that you're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock on it, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand?
Yes, sir.
If you have a drug and alcohol problem, you better address it, because if you don't, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise
I am
you're not going to like the way that I do it.
counseling and I'm doing counseling and see a psychiatrist.
Address the drug issue, because I'm telling you now, I'm going to test you like crazy. And if I find that you have a problem, I will have a contempt hearing, hold you in contempt, slap you with 180 days, probate it for 2 years, and put you in a rehab facility. Don't use. My only concern is public safety. If you do anything to violate that or make my public unsafe, do you understand?
Sir, I haven't even gotten a traffic ticket since that stop.
Okay, so Ralph, I'm going to send her for a test now. We'll have her come right back. Depending on what the test shows, we'll go forward. If you want to leave me your, I think I have your cell phone. Let me make sure. Here, leave me your cell phone. And then I can get, I'll text you as soon as she comes back and we'll go forward. Do you have a pen? Please. Thank you.
This way, Campbell.
Okay.
This way. All right, the next is page 21. Welsheimer. Come on up.
Thank you. Ralph, I'll text you, okay?
Good morning, Aaron.
Hey, good morning. What was the last name?
Welsheimer.
Welsheimer.
Page 21.
Thanks. All right, Ms. Welsheimer, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am. I see that you're also charged with failure to comply with the duty and striking an unattended vehicle as well. You're also facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine on that one as well. Okay.
On October 31st of 2024, officers received a call for service regarding an intoxicated female driving a white BMW that hit several vehicles on a public roadway. Upon arrival, officer made contact with the wheel witness, who advised that the defendant hit a Subaru on the 11700 block of Idlebrook in Harris County, Texas. Officers searched the license plate on the defendant's vehicle and it went to the registered owner's address. Upon arriving at the residence, officer observed a white BMW matching the description and noticed fresh damage on the front passenger side of the vehicle. Officer made contact with the defendant's wife, who stated the last person operating the motor vehicle was the defendant. Upon contact with the defendant, she admitted to hitting a vehicle. HGN was attempted, but the defendant was unable to follow simple directions and the officer was unable to get accurate results, and the defendant refused other SFSTs. DICs were read but refused and a blood warrant was signed and executed. Officers made contact with the complainant, the owner of the hit motor vehicle, whose back bumper has been scratched and detached from the car as a result of the collision. No prior criminal history, Judge, and eligible driver's license.
How do you know it was her that was driving?
The license plate matched
So?
the one that
Yeah, I understand. Do we have anyone that puts her in the car driving?
the witness, Judge, they,
Actually sees it's her?
no, but the witness sees the license plate and gets a description of the vehicle, and when officers search the license plate, it went to their address.
I know it's her car, but do
Yes.
you have anyone that identifies her as a driver? Number one, they get her at the house. How do we know she's not consuming alcohol right when she gets to the house? She doesn't become DWI, or she's not drinking at the house. There's a lot of issues. Yeah.
You might give me a couple moments and we'll.
Take your time.
Look at that.
You want to come back a little bit later? You want like 10 minutes?
Even less, Judge, I'm just gonna check the offense report and see what I
Okay,
got.
yeah.
Live is okay. Thank you, Judge.
You've got A, you've got C, but you don't have B yet.
Yes,
you know?
Judge, no, we understand.
So. Do something else.
You want to step aside, Judge, for?
Yeah, do you mind? Just give me 5, let me, because we have a lot
Sure, sure.
to do. Like maybe 5, 10 minutes.
Yes,
Who's next?
All right, Judge, next is page 6. Fleischer, come on up.
All right, come up. And where was counsel? All right, counsel. Come on up, Mr. Crowe. All right, so I have several issues with this, Michael. First off, how do you prove it was her driving? Number one. Number two, how do we know she was DWI at the time she was driving and not she gets home and she just starts getting loaded?
Yes, Judge, I have answers to both of those questions for you.
Okay.
So the defendant driving the vehicle strikes somebody on the highway. I'll connect that later on. They find the license plate because the witnesses, I give them the license plate. They run it. The registered owner of the vehicle is the defendant. They go to her house. Her wife answers the door. Her wife states the defendant's the last person that drove the vehicle. Okay, the defendant was contacted. She admits to driving the vehicle and striking somebody on the highway.
Okay,
And she admits, I'm sorry, she first admits that she was driving and drinking, but she did not admit to striking somebody on the highway. Later on, when she gets to JPC, she admits, okay, I was drinking, but I didn't strike somebody on the highway. So she has multiple inconsistent statements. First, she says, yes, I struck somebody, but I wasn't drinking. Then she goes to JPC and then she says, right before they do the blood draw, because she declines the breath test and they say, okay, we're gonna get a warrant. We're gonna get your blood anyways and know your alcohol content. She says, okay, well, I was drinking, but I didn't strike somebody on the highway. And I wasn't driving.
okay.
But the
But
witness
the failure-
identifies.
The failure, right, to the FSGI,
She admits to drinking, Judge, while driving.
that in and of itself is not sufficient. You know, at the time, we don't know, does she have bloodshot eyes, slurred speech? Do we know? All we have is just one admission of drinking. That's it.
So one of the witnesses, Judge, that observed her strike the vehicle, because they did observe her in the vehicle after the strike, before she left. She states in a voluntary statement, older white lady in BMW, acting crazy, rear ends a Subaru, got out of the car, slurring her speech, barefoot, stating she was
That's
trying to
different.
get
You
home.
give me any indication that she
Yes, Judge.
leads you to
Yes, Judge.
just to believe that she's intoxicated, that you have objective facts, that's something else.
There's a written statement in the offense report, Judge, from a witness.
Counsel, did you want to state anything?
Yeah, one, Judge.
Did you want to say anything?
No, Judge, I mean, I just agree with you. I think it's hard, again, put her behind the vehicle. They said they have a witness. The witness never really ID'd her, gave her just kind of a description, but didn't really ID and say, you know, the officer never brought her to the scene. That's the person or anything like that.
Two different admissions, though. That's how we connect that, right? And then my other concern was whether she was intoxicated, right? because we have a disconnect there, but we have witnesses that see her in a certain way that will lead us to believe as to why. So, all right.
She's gonna dispute that she admitted.
Sure.
But still, I
This is just a mere probable cause hearing, right? Just to determine whether there's enough to go forward. It by no means does it mean that you're guilty, just enough to go forward. Is it enough to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt? Perhaps not, perhaps, I don't know. You know, evidence will point to whose side is correct, because I wasn't there. Mr. Carrabba wasn't there. Michael wasn't there, but evidence will lead us to believe. I mean, there should be videos, dash cam, you know, videos of you on the night in question, and all that will tell us whose side is correct. It will take a while, but in the interim, don't consume alcohol. Don't use illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes.
Michael, do you see any prior DWIs?
Checking now, Judge.
Do you have a valid Texas driver license? Yes. Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? Okay, as long as you have both, you can continue to drive. But like I said, no alcohol, no illegal drugs.
She's got no criminal history, Judge, and her
Okay,
driver's license is currently eligible.
all right. So for now, you have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, we will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel, and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you, we will issue a warrant for your arrest. So don't pick up any new cases. Don't use, stay in touch with counsel, and we're good. Give me questions. All right. We'll have you sign a wreath of Victoria. We'll have you get with pretrial, and then you're free to go after that.
If I may say one thing, I like your jacket.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Right this way. All right, go ahead and sign to release that, please. All right, Judge, next is page 7. Delcid Morales. Okay, next judge is page 7. Drake, come on up.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Drake, you're charged with interference to the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you.
Officers were dispatched to a residential area in Harris County, Texas, in response to a disturbance call. While officer was attempting to take a statement from the witness, the defendant's ex-boyfriend, the defendant continuously interrupted the investigation, preventing the officer from taking the statement. The defendant then threw a TV stand at the officer, hitting him in the leg but not causing pain. Officers then attempted to detain defendant, and while handcuffing her, the defendant actively resisted by pulling her arms away. And she does have a pretty lengthy criminal history, Judge.
You're lucky you're not charged with assault on a peace officer facing up to 10 years in prison.
It my ex-boyfriend.
And I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm not putting any conditions on you. Just be careful, man. You know, when you get into a pissing match with people with the authority of arrest, who wins? Right. Do you have an income? What do you do for a living, man?
I'm not working right now.
Would you like me to appoint you a lawyer? Okay, we'll do that for you. Do you mind giving an application? I need you to fill out an application for me, and then we'll have you talk to someone here momentarily. Okay, please.
Right this way.
Diego Cuellar. You speak English, sir? Mr. Cuellar, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to, if you cannot afford an attorney, we will provide one for you. Are you high right now?
No.
On October 21st of 2024, at about 11:23
You smell anything on it?
officers conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle after observing it to be traveling 35 miles per hour in the center lane of a freeway in Harris County, Texas. failed to maintain a single lane of traffic upon exiting the freeway and driving with expired registration. Upon contact, officers observed the defendant to be the driver of the vehicle. Officers observed a very strong odor of marijuana to be coming from the vehicle and saw a partially smoked marijuana joint on the center console. Officers observed the defendant to have red, glossy eyes and dilated pupils. SFSTs were conducted, 0 out of 6 HGN, but officer believed the defendant showed a lack of convergence, which is indicative of cannabis usage. 5 out of 8 walk and turn and 2 out of 4 one-leg stand. DICs were read and the defendant consented to breath and blood. The breath was 0.00 and the blood was drawn, Judge. He does not have a driver's license and he does have a previous history.
What?
It's juvenile, Judge.
Any DWIs, anything like that?
No DWIs.
Where, how old are you, sir?
17.
For a living?
Nothing right now.
High school?
I just moved out here
From where?
from Port Lavaca.
So who are you living with here now?
Dad,
Okay, is your dad here now?
yeah, he outside.
Go get him.
I'm ready on that other case.
Okay, we finish this real quick and then. That's not dad.
No. That's not it.
Good morning. Are you familiar with what happened? Do you know anything about this case? First off, let me say, thank you for coming. I appreciate that you're here. He's charged with driving while intoxicated. He's facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We've done probable cause. I have found that probable cause exists. Do you want to hear it? Okay. Do you mind again, please?
Yes, Judge.
Thanks.
On October 21st of 2024, at about 11:23 PM, officers conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle after observing it to be traveling 35 miles per hour in the center lane of the freeway in Harris County, Texas, failed to maintain a single lane of traffic upon exiting the freeway and driving with expired registration. Upon contact, officers observed the defendant to be the driver of the vehicle. Officers observed a very strong odor of marijuana to be coming from the vehicle and saw a partially smoked marijuana joint on the center console. Officers observed the defendant to have red, glossy eyes and dilated pupils. SFSTs were conducted, 0 out of 6 HGN, but officer believed the defendant to show a lack of convergence, which is indicative of cannabis usage. 5 out of 8 walk and turn and 2 out of 4 one-leg stand. DICs were read and the defendant consented to breath and blood. The breath was 0.00 and blood was drawn. The defendant does not have a driver's license.
That's what's happened. No more marijuana. I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, and you're to come right back. If you fail to go take the test, if you fail to come back, I will revoke your bond. You do not have a Texas driver license. You are not allowed to drive. I am also making that a condition of your bond. Do you understand?
Sir.
You are 17 years old. You have your life ahead of you. You are doing nothing at this point when you should be at a minimum in high school trying to get your degree. I'm now also making that a condition of your bond. You are to get back into high school or get your GED. And I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks and I want to see what you have done to start that. If you've done nothing, it's not going to go well. Do you understand, Mr. Cuellar?
Yes, sir.
He lives with you.
He actually does. He actually lives with me now, but he just got here like 2 weeks, like maybe a couple weeks ago. So he's been living with his grandparents out of Victoria.
Okay.
He's not even from there.
Is he behaving with you? Okay.
The whole point has been kind of like a, like a problem with I'm living down there, so that's why I got to try to get everything.
Has he been having a lot of issues down there?
Not that I know of it. I don't know of the issues down there. I'm just becoming aware. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of like connecting and trying to make everything right now.
This is not a good way to start through your life. You look high as hell right now, Mr. Cuellar. I mean, I want you to start working on your education, and I'm going to keep you extremely close to me. I'm going to make sure that you do not pick up any new cases, and the system is not going to fail you here. Do you understand? If I have to keep putting you in jail to make sure to get you to understand, we're going to do that. But you will leave here a success. You're not going to leave here worse off than you came. Do you understand? Okay. Would you like me to appoint him a lawyer? Okay, I'm gonna appoint him a lawyer, but I'm gonna send him for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, he's gonna test positive for. And we'll have him come right back, and then I'll momentarily have him talk to a lawyer as well, and then we'll discuss the bond conditions as well. If you have any issues with him, just let me know, and then I'll take care of it for you. All you gotta tell me is what's going on. He starts acting a fool, tell me, and I'll straighten everything out for you. Okay? Before you leave, I'll give you my card as well, so that you can get in contact with us, all right? Okay. All right, take a seat for me, sir.
Judge, that's us. You want us to file that? No drug?
No, don't worry, because we're monitoring him like crazy. Come up, Mr. Cuellar. Mr. Cuellar, how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah,
17.
okay. You've heard every other 17-year-old what I've said to them here.
Sorry.
It applies to you as well. This system will not fail you, and we want to make you leave better than you came here. So you will be expected to fulfill conditions that we put on, and if you don't, we have one place for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
The dope stops today. I will test you 40 days from today. Police, he just tested positive for marijuana or anything else? Where?
Alcohol as well.
Now I'm putting a monitor on you, so I know that you're not consuming alcohol.
I don't drink. I just took a shot for my friend's birthday.
Okay, no alcohol.
I don't even like drinking.
Okay, no alcohol. Do you understand? If I find that you're consuming alcohol, if I find that you're consuming illegal drugs, you smoke marijuana, I will put you in jail. I will test you 40 days from today. And I'm not going to take excuses that I was in a car, everybody else was smoking, I went to a party, I don't care. If you put yourself into that situation, only one thing's going to happen. Stay away from it, not while this case is over with, until this case is over with. I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you've done to either get back into high school or start working on your GED. That means enrollment. And I will give you a list of places here before you leave, so you know where to go to start looking into, to start calling around to get your GED. If you fail to do that, it's not going to go well here. Do you understand?
Sir.
Look on the TV. That's John. He's been appointed to represent you. That is your lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with him. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you, if you pick up a new case, you start acting a fool in the free world, I will take the free world away from you in a second. All I want you to do is not act like a child. You act like a child, I'll put you over on my knee and I'll spank you like a child, but I'll do it with a ton of jail time. Do you understand? The day of you being a child is over. You are now an adult, and you will be treated like an adult. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. All I want you to do is leave better than you came here, and I'll do everything in my power to make it happen.
Sir.
Okay. Can you print me out that list for him, please? Yes. All right. So I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. You'll meet with Fleischer for all your conditions, and then you're off on your way. We'll roll your court costs so you won't pay.
Is the reset on the 22nd?
Say it again?
The reset 2 weeks on the 22nd?
Yes, no, 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, 2 weeks from today.
Okay, that's,
How's How's December 2nd, just because that's a holiday?
December 2nd-ish.
December 2nd-ish is perfect. Second.
All right, it's yours. Required, yeah. You're going to get tested. Do you understand? Okay.
Mr. Diego, the courts is going to give you some information with my office.
Hold on, John. He's talking to. Okay, go for it, John.
Diego, the courts should give you some information with my office number. When you leave court, call that number immediately.
Sir.
I'll get your information, or if the courts give it to me, and I'll reach out to you. I just don't want you to have to say it, while we're talking on Zoom. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll talk to you soon then.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, John.
Good weekend.
All right, move on.
All right, Judge, next is page 16 and 17, Romero, come on up. Booker.
Your case is 1,076 days old. We have given you PR bond after PR bond. Doesn't work like that, Mr. Romero. We don't play catch and release anymore. You have a lawyer today. Take a seat for me in the jury box.
What were the bond conditions for Guevara? Just,
Let me see. No going to Walmart. No going to Walmart.
no going to Walmart.
All right, Judge, the next one is page 17, Royal.
You Patrick Royal. Mr. Royal, you charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On November 1st of 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop at the 4,000 block of State Highway 6 after observing the vehicle have illegal tints on the front side windows and front windshield, preventing any visibility into the vehicle. An NCIC search of the defendant revealed him to have a suspended and invalid driver's license and an active Class C warrant for DWLI. An inventory search of the vehicle revealed an extended 9mm magazine on the front right passenger side, as well as a 9mm semi-automatic handgun within plain view on the front middle seat,
Don't look at her computer.
not secured in a holster. The defendant did not have a license to carry. And he does have prior criminal history, Judge.
Curious, he has a prior UCW, same facts.
He also has two from Fort Bend, not UCWs, but I'm looking at the other case, Judge, from this county. In that one, he made
This is
a,
a fourth then.
it's the fourth charge, yes, Judge. In the other UCW, he made an illegal U-turn in an open intersection. He was a sole operator. The defendant opened the glove compartment to get his wallet, and officer saw the magazine to a handgun. Officer then told the defendant to let down his rear window due to the window tint being extremely dark. So it was the same set of facts, Judge.
Well, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any weapons in your possession. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to drive any vehicle whatsoever for any reason. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. Am I boring you, Mr. Royal? Am I boring you? You're sitting here where you're rolling your eyes, looking up at the stars like.
No, I'm trying to clock in what you're saying, well, Your Honor. Trying to clock in. I'm listening to everything. I'm trying to listen. I ain't trying to listen.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Royal?
Construction work.
This is an affidavit that you're going to sign today, promising me that you're not going to drive, Mr. Royal. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care that you have to go to work. I don't care that you need groceries. I don't care that a kid has to go to school. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance. And if you can show me that you have both of those, I will allow you to drive. What?
The one she said where I got pulled over last year. They
Don't care about the case from last year.
No,
We're
I
not
went and got
looking
a
back.
license.
We're
I have a
looking.
license now. That's what I'm saying. I went and go get a license. They told me that I had to get a license to get that dismissed, and they dismissed it. I got it. Then I got a ticket for 10, and that's what I needed to pay. That's what it was. But I have a license. So I just paid a lot.
Just ran your license. It's not eligible. Did you just run his license?
I ran it when I screened, Judge. I'm checking again right
This is what it
now.
was for. I went to court for it, and they dismissed
Mr.
it.
Royal, they just checked in the DPS system.
Saying that there's no license, Judge.
Just
Do they know
tell me
where-
that
do
you have
they
a
know
driver's
where-
license?
Do they know why? Can y'all tell me where it's still suspended at?
I don't have. it.
Texas.
I ain't trying to cause no problems, no
Are
problem.
you telling me that you have a Texas driver license?
But I mean, I guess it's suspended, but I have a Texas, yeah.
Do you have a number? Because we'll check right now. Yeah, give us a number. We'll check to make sure that it's valid or not. Perhaps it's a different number. You know, when it gets suspended and then they
Yeah,
get
maybe
a new
that's.
license, if just the number. Yeah.
Deputy, not on
Yeah.
camera.
Please do not read it out loud.
Thank you.
It's the same number.
It's the same number? Okay. If it's the same number, it's suspended. You cannot drive. I'm making it a condition of your bond, Mr. Royal. I don't care what's going on in your life. You need to call DPS to figure out what's going on with your license, why you need to get it back. But one of us is not learning something. This is now your 5th to probably 6th case, and it all stems from one thing. What is that one thing? What is the one thing that keeps getting you pulled over? Right. And it will continue to happen over and over. One of these things has to change. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'm going to get you to Victoria, sign a reset. I'll then have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions for you not to have a weapon. While you're thinking, you're not listening. Just let me finish my spiel, and then I'll answer your questions. I want you to sign the bond conditions that you're not to have any weapons, and then we'll let you go hire a lawyer. What did you want to ask?
Get my license and stop or whatever. How do I do that? Well, I just gotta pay my tickets and stuff.
I'm giving you the number to the driver's license division to DPS. You need to call this number and they will tell you what you need to do to get your license.
I'm saying the restriction. Like, how do I get my restriction on the next time?
You need to call DPS to figure out what you need to do to get your license. I don't know. You may have to pay surcharges. You may need an SR 22. You may need to prove to them that you have prepaid insurance for a certain amount of time. Once you do that, then they will give you your license back. If you can show me that you have that and insurance, I'll happily take the restriction off because I want you to drive legally. Mr. Royal, when you call them, call at 7 in the morning. Do not call at 8. Do not call at 9, 10, because you'll never get through. The phone lines are just too busy. Come on up. Yes, please. No weapons, please.
All right, Judge, next is page 14, Melendez. Come on up.
Hey, this is not the club, man. You talk, you know what? Put him in back. The case is 1,100 days old, comes here, thinks it's the club. I don't think so, man. John Melendez.
Yes, sir.
Melendez, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay. Hey, make sure they don't take him down. Huh? Okay. Please.
So the defendant was the back passenger in the car. Officers attempted to initiate a traffic stop at around midnight after observing the vehicle run a stop sign. Officers activated emergency lights and sirens, and the driver disregarded them, turning off all lights on the car. The driver drove for approximately 0.4 miles before driving off of the road and into a grassy area. A felony traffic stop was conducted. During the search, officers discovered an unholstered handgun on the back passenger floorboard where the defendant's feet were. Officers noted that this gun was reported as stolen. The defendant was found wearing latex gloves on one hand.
How do you know it's him?
It was found at his feet, Judge. So it was within his wingspan.
Melendez. Melendez.
That it was his?
Yeah, but I'm telling them so then.
Oh. Sorry, Judge, I'm gonna try to see if we have the offense report yet.
Okay.
So,
We have more arraignments, right? So just, Miss Melendez, take a seat for me over there. We'll get back to it.
Okay, we'll take a look then.
Yeah, just,
All right, Judge, next is
hi, Mike.
page 2, Barrett. Come on up.
Yeah, we're going backwards. What's wrong with you?
No, I forgot to mark on hers, but he's been here the whole time.
Okay.
Mr. Barrett.
Good morning, Mr. Barrett.
Hey, how you doing?
Sir, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. You understand? Okay.
officers were dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to a family disturbance. The complainant, the defendant's sister-in-law, told officers that the defendant and his wife, the witness, got into an argument. When the complainant tried to intervene, the defendant threw a coffee mug at her, which hit and cut the complainant's hand, causing pain. The defendant told officers that he threw the cup against the wall of the kitchen and caused it to shatter, but that he did not hit complainant with the cup. Officers observed the cut on the complainant's hand.
Did she say that he threw it at her? Is that what you said?
So yes, Judge, she said that the defendant told officers, yes, so she said that he threw it at her.
Got it. Okay. All right, Mr. Barrett, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you, or does she want to have contact with him? Do you know?
We did RIF her yesterday, Judge. Let me look at the note. Morgan, did she want conference?
Guys, do we know if the complaining witness wants to have contact with Mr.
I
Barrett?
believe she does, Judge, yes. She did. I spoke with her yesterday.
You don't see a protective explanation. Okay. Mr. Barrett, I'm entering in a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies Betty McDonald as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of 10828 Mesquite Drive in LaPorte.
He does live there and they all live together in that house, him, the defendant, his wife, and the complainant.
Okay. What do you do for a living, Mr. Barrett?
I'm disabled.
Would you like me to appoint you a lawyer today?
Yes.
I will do that. I will have the lawyer speak to you about your living situation, and we'll see how we go forward with regard to the protective order and bond conditions with Ms. McDonald. Regardless, I don't want you to have any threatening or harassing behavior with her.
Yes, sir.
What is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think it's threatening or harassing. It is what she perceives. So if I go like this, is that threatening or harassing? It is, and it can land you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. I will have you, let me see if I have an application. I need you to fill out an application for an appointed lawyer for me. Fill it out. I will take a look at it to see whether you qualify. I assume you will, and then we'll have you speak to someone here momentarily. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Otherwise, we'll issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yes.
All right? Yeah, for now, no threatening, harassing, and then we'll amend the MOA, but I want to make sure that we'll get, I'm speak to the lawyer and then make sure that everything's, kosher.
All right, Judge, next is page 11 and 12. On Silas.
I'm sorry, what was that name?
MALLA.
Mr. Mancias,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are on bond for an assault of a family member from April, and now you've picked up 2 more assaults of a family member. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
One of the complainants and the defendant are married. On November 2nd of 2024, officers were dispatched to an assault at a residential home in Harris County, Texas. Officers met with the complainant, who stated that she and the defendant have been common law spouses for 9 years, and that complainant and defendant were at complainant's father's house having a party. The complainant went to move their car so a guest could leave. The defendant became agitated and left. The complainant caught up with him and he was laying down on the ground. The defendant grabbed the complainant's hair and struck her with an open palm to the face. The defendant stated, "There's no mark, so there's no proof I hit you." The complainant stated she felt pain. Complainant 2 is the brother of complainant 1 and is 16 years old. Complainant 2 stated he saw the defendant cause the scene because of the vehicle being moved and observed the defendant cursing and screaming at complainant 1. Complainant 2 heard screaming and went back outside. The complainant 2 saw his dad holding the defendant by the wrist while on the ground. The defendant's
Whoa, whoa,
parent.
whoa. So the son sees him holding the wife down. Is that what you're saying?
No, Judge, I'm saying that, so the brother, complainant 1's brother saw his,
Complainant 1 being the wife.
yes, complainant 1 is wife, Judge.
Brother.
So complainant 2 saw his dad holding the defendant by the wrist while on the ground. Defendant's parents are called and the defendant was let go. The defendant began to yell and scream at complainant 2 again and then lunged at complainant 2's dad. Complainant 2 got in between them and the defendant struck complainant 2 with a closed fist to the side of his cheek. Complainant 2 struck the defendant once back. Officer stated a reasonable person would feel pain after being struck in the face, so he struck complainant 1 with an open palm and complainant 2.
Now, the complainant in the first assault, who is that?
Judge, it's Christian Martinez. So there are 2 complainants in the other assault.
This is my wife, Your Honor, Stephanie Martinez.
Do we need your help? You're in enough hot water as it is, Mr. Mancias.
I understand, sir.
So it was the wife, Judge. So there are 2.
So she gets another round, right? The
Yes.
new case is against the same complaining witness.
And there are 3 open AFMs now in total.
What is the one thing I asked you not to do?
I understand, Your Honor.
Was there no protective order at the time?
Was there was a protective order, Judge.
Do we know if alcohol was an issue here as well?
This is a DVD case, so that's why we're looking it up, Judge. They said that they were having a celebration at the dad's house, so I would imagine, but I can't.
This
say-
was initially sent to the ERD, so I want to keep it again. We're going to keep it. Okay. Mr. Mancias, I'm going to find that you are a complete and utter danger to my society. And there's only one thing that we do. Guess what happens now? I'm entering now magistrate orders for protection on both of those people. And I'm ordering you not to have any contact with either of these people. You violate these conditions, I will have a hearing as to whether I'm going to hold you at no bond. Do you understand?
I understand, sir.
I'm also now going to put a GPS monitor on you so I know where you are at all times. And I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs.
Understood, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Any more issues, I'm going to make your bond so high you'll have teeth falling out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Goes with you.
May I make one statement? before-
No.
Steven,
No, don't worry about it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Hey, Vic,
Barrett,
can you appoint him a lawyer?
And CS.
Barrett, come on up. Judge, do you want the GPS prior to release?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, please don't send him down because we need a whole host of,
Delsid, Morales,
so when we bring him out,
Wilshire,
listen, I want to do mow-ups on both of the kids. Or wait, do they already? Do
and the other 2 already.
they got mow-ups? Okay. Okay. 15,002 on the old, please. Vic, what's the name?
Page 7,
Delcid Morales. Sir, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
Officers were dispatched to an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas, in response to a disturbance. The complainant exited his apartment after receiving a call from his wife that an unknown male was blocking her vehicle in. Once the complainant got downstairs, he was assaulted by approximately 5 to 8 males that lived in the same apartment complex. The complainant told officers the defendant struck him several times with a closed fist, causing bleeding from his mouth, a knot on his head, and causing pain. The co-defendant was charged with aggravated assault, and I have a cause number for that, Judge.
Yeah, what is it?
1891797.
So you said 5 to 6 males came and attacked this person.
It was like 5 to 8 males.
5 to 8. Did anyone else get charged with assault?
I think it was only this one, Judge, the one that I just gave you.
How just one? Is it just because he knew this person? Is that the only reason, perhaps? And why is the other one aggravated?
He hit with a pole.
Do we know hospital, extent of injuries? How bad are we talking?
It looks like they are requesting medical records from a hospital, so it seems like the complainant was transported. And I believe EMS also responded to the scene because I'm seeing a request for medical records.
Okay, now my next question, do you have the RIP done? Do we know if the complaining witness is still living at this location? Because if so, I'm going to bar him from going back.
We tried to get in touch with her, but she's a Spanish speaker. So it may.
Right.
So I can try to get that in.
Okay, Mr. Delcid Morales, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, sir?
19.
What do you do for a living? Why not?
I have an injured hand.
Oh?
Okay. I can't move my wrist and my. I was shot in my arm.
Are you a United States citizen?
No. No.
Are you in this country with
With permission. Through immigration.
what type of permission do you have?
I don't know, but it's through immigration.
Let me put you on notice now, Mr. Delcid Morales, that if you go to jail and there's any problem with your paperwork, which there very well could be because you have no idea what's going on with your immigration. If there's any kind of issues with your immigration and you go to jail and immigration finds you there, they will put an immigration detainer and you will be stuck in there until this case is over with. And then they're going to ship you off to immigration and you'll sit in custody for the next 6 to 9 months waiting for all that to happen. So if you do not want that to happen, do not violate the conditions I put on you now. If I find that you're a danger to my public, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you're doing. But if you're a danger to my Houston, I have only one place for you. Do you understand? I'm sending you now for a drug and alcohol test. I want to know what, if anything, you're going to test for. You're to come right back. If you fail to test, if you fail to go, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand? All right, take a seat for me.
Judge, I know you're doing arraignments. I just have a plea with the interpreter. I just want to let the court know.
I have one more.
I've got one more arraignment, then we'll hit you up next, Herman, so we don't
Thank
lose.
you, Your Honor.
For
All
sure.
right, Judge, the next one is page 19. Dyer.
Steyer. What? He picked up a new case?
Thing is, because he bought it out. I believe that's what it worked. It could be.
Oh,
Judge, I'm not seeing another case besides the fleeing police officer we already have.
oh, this is the one where it should be, it was a potentially DWI, but they just didn't file it as such. Just
Yes.
File as a fleeing, that's right.
That's true.
Did I order him to have a scram? Didn't we say that it was gonna be a scram?
I'm sorry, my deeds is just on a local page consistently.
Of course it is. It's because it's Friday. Mr. Steyer, I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm putting an ankle monitor on you so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. The next time you violate conditions, you consume alcohol, you fail to go test, your bond is going to go way, way high. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, take a seat from me. Do not leave while we modify your conditions.
Right this way. Judge, I'm sorry, there was one more. Next is page 20, Vasquez. Judge, this one was a co-defendant. You should have the printout. The co-defendant is Varela. Come on up.
So are you, who's Leslie Vasquez? Okay, and you are Ashley Varela. Okay, ladies, both of you are charged, or you're charged with theft. You are also charged with theft. Both of you are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On October 29th of 2024, officers were dispatched to a theft of a business at a Target located at 1801 West Bay Area Boulevard. Upon arrival, officer met with the complainant, who advised that two Hispanic males were concealing items inside of a stroller and Target bags. The complainant stated the females exited the store, passing all points of sale, and were subsequently detained and taken into the asset protection office. The females were detained for passing all points of sale, and the total cost of the stolen items was $333.19.
And we saw them acting in concert with this.
Yes,
Okay.
Judge.
Ladies, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you both not to go back to any Target. Do you understand? Do not pick up any new cases, otherwise I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. How old are you, ma'am?
19.
How old are you, ma'am? What do you guys do for a living?
I don't work.
Did you graduate from high school?
Huh?
Did you graduate from high school?
Not yet.
Not
I
yet,
dropped
you're
out.
19.
I dropped
Start
out.
going to college at 19. What are you doing with yourself now?
I just recently quit my job.
Doing,
My husband didn't want me working anymore.
so you're going to rely on your husband for the rest of your life? That's not a good way to go through life, you know, because that husband at some point may not be there. And if he's not there for you, how are you going to eat? How are you going to support yourself? You know, I have a very young daughter, and one of the things that I'm teaching my daughter is never to rely on any man for any reason. That's why you get an education. That's why you go far in life. So you never have to rely on anyone to be able to take care of you. Because of that, the divorce rate in this country is so high. Never rely on a man, ever. You need to do something with your life, and you need to get back into high school. And we're going to make sure that that happens. Do you understand? I will appoint you a lawyer today, but I want to see what you've done in 2 weeks to get back in high school. If you've done nothing, tell me about yourself.
I recently stopped high school because I just had my baby. But I'm trying to get back into school.
No, Likewise, you will be on the same path as well. And if you've done nothing, same thing. Don't ever rely on a man. Men are, some men are good, some men are not very good, but you need to be able to rely on yourself so that you work, have knowledge, because if you don't, you'll go nowhere in life. You'll never have money and you'll always have to rely on a man. Don't. Be smarter. All right, so if you can appoint lawyers to both of them, and then we will have you sign conditions that you're not allowed to go to Target. And I want to see you both back in 2 weeks to see what you've done to start working on your GED. At a minimum, you cannot go through life without having a high school education. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll have you sign a recess with Victoria, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box over there. Come on.
Are those through us?
Wonderful.
Are those through us, Judge, or?
Yeah.
So no entering Target, no.
You're going to Target, and then either GED or high school diploma. Yeah, Herman. Where's Luis?
Luis.
All right. Herman, who's your guy?
Antonio Vasquez, Your Honor.
Okay.
Vasquez Perez. It's a time served plea, Your Honor.
Got it.
And he doesn't have a driver's license.
Yes. Plus.
All right, you are Antonio Vasquez Perez. Shh. You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand, sir, that this charge will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. If you were ever pulled over in a car and an officer comes to you and they smell alcohol, they're going to look at your record. They're going to see a prior DWI. What do you think they're going to do to you?
They'll grab me and take me to jail.
What we're doing today, from now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. If you are not in this country with permission and you go to jail for that kind of time, you will get an immigration detainer. So if I were you, I would never get in a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, because you are almost guaranteeing a bad outcome. Do you understand?
Yes.
You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Shh. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. It will go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. Do you understand?
Yes.
This is what you want to do.
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. Send it you to the agreement. Mr. Vasquez Perez, what do you do for a living?
¿A qué se dedica? Más trabajo. ¿Qué tipo? Remodeling windows.
And how much money do you make a month?
2,000 a month.
Herman,
Yes, Your Honor.
I gotta do what about the fee?
He doesn't have a driver's license. I think at $2,000 a month. I don't know if that's net or gross. And then
Anytime someone's arrested without a license, they create a number for them to be able to put them in. So he has a license number now.
Yes. Yes. So can we ask him if that's his net or his gross? Luis?
How's that?
Eso es lo que es limpio. Eso es lo que gana limpio.
Es lo que gana después de haber pagado impuestos, lo que le queda.
Sí.
Yes.
¿Y cuánto tienen niños, hijos?
No, no.
No, okay. There we go.
The reason this is important, Mr. Vasquez Perez, is because every time you pick up a DWI, especially with a 0.15 or above, it is true that you had a 0.15, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to understand that I will do one thing for you here. You will be required to pay court costs, but I will waive the DPS fine, fees, and surcharges. You're gonna go out of here you're gonna be required to pay around $400, but I'm waiving around $4,500 in fines and fees and surcharges. If you come back on a second DWI, you will be looking at around $7,000 to $8,000 in fines and fees and surcharges. So get ready. If you act like a child, then we'll treat you like a child and put you up on my knee and spank you like a little child with jail time and a ton of money that you're going to be responsible for. All we ask is don't get into a car if you're drinking. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
4,500. I'll pay for the rest. Yeah, the intrusive enhancement. Okay, Brandon. Yeah.
PDR on Celadon. This is the first PDR.
Zeledon, come up. What is the one thing I asked you not to do? Yeah, Herman. Where's Luis?
Luis.
All right. Herman, who's your guy?
Antonio Vasquez, Your Honor.
Okay.
Vasquez Perez. It's a time served plea, Your Honor.
Got it.
And he doesn't have a driver's license.
Here we go. All right, you are Antonio Vasquez Perez. Shh. You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
Niños, hijos.
Likewise, happy Friday. Amy.
We're approaching the bond. The defendant's not here today, though.
2 days.
Why?
He's been in jail 2 days, not here.
What's the name?
Would you go ahead and say it now?
Yes, so his name is Luis White.
Right. Hey, Stephen, Any reason why we didn't get white?
I'm looking at him right now. Earlier, he was showing still in processing, so I'm looking him up at the moment as we speak.
Even as we speak. So I was talking to Ms. Tang, and she indicated to me that basically you would not set a bond until he's present. And so his family is here, so I'm telling them so that they won't think I'm lying and that I didn't come
The
here.
family.
There's something, you want to come on up?
And Judge, just so you know, I think my supervisor Katie is on Zoom today. I'm not sure if she's in the room.
Oh, yeah, she is. Okay.
And yes, Your Honor, he's still actually in processing.
How so long?
Because it could be that they claim medical, they can claim, so that actually prolongs it even further.
So I assume, based on what Ms. Tang said, it's not unreasonable that we have to wait until Monday before we can have you evaluate.
What's up, guys? Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for coming, guys. I don't know anything about, is it your son?
My brother.
Your brother? And
Younger brother.
your father? Okay,
My
guys,
nephew, his son.
I don't know anything about Mr. White. All I know is that he's wanted out of a different state for some charge. I don't even know what the charge is. Typically, what we do, if we set a bond on someone, we need their body here so we can explain to them what happens if you don't go, the ramifications, because it's different when you hear it from a defense lawyer versus when you hear it from a judge.
Okay.
So that's why we usually wait until we get a body here. Now, as Stephen said earlier, typically someone gets processed within 24 hours unless there's some other issue that is raised. Could be medical, could be mental, and we just don't know. Do you, Stephen, you don't know as to why at all?
It doesn't tell me in here, but also it does look like he had multiple aliases in the system, and it was a spin.
Consolidation? Okay, so that could be one of the issues there, that they're trying to reconcile who the actual person is, and it could take a little bit longer. You know, when someone has a bunch of aliases, they have to look at who it is, go through all the criminal history, go through pen packs, meaning fingerprints, and all that takes time. What's it wanted for?
It's a failure to appear from Dane County, Wisconsin for a burglary room within a building, 2 counts, contributing to delinquency of a child, 2 counts, robbery, theft, and false imprisonment. There were 3 warrants issued from 2000 to 2001. It was set for a final conference in November of 2000. Failed to appear to that. They issued another one in
The
December.
cases are from 2001.
2000, 2001, yes.
He was
Wow.
18.
No, he was 16 and he turned 17 in their custody.
Have you talked about doing a lawyer out there, about?
Yeah, they hired
No,
me.
I mean,
I
so
was
then-
hoping that we would be in a position where we could get a bond set and then have him go up there and resolve it, because I am confident they're not gonna want to go forward on it.
Does he have any criminal history in between that time or just that?
I'm not personally able to look that up. Maybe Katie could speak to that.
Katie, do you see anything?
Let me pull him up, Judge. I was running his history now.
Katie, are you gonna be nice today or mean?
I'm always mean, Mr. Monk.
Thank you.
Regardless, I can't do it until I
So
get his
we'll be
body.
back on Monday.
Yeah,
Right?
and then we can certainly talk then for sure.
Yes, sir.
But,
The only thing that I could add to this, my brother is taking care of his family. Without my brother, my sister-in-law has no way of providing for herself. Her children have no way of providing for themselves. The oldest one is 21. The youngest one is 2. He's got SPTAN1, the 2-year-old. There's only a limited amount of cases. There's only 9 other people who's got this in the world. And what it is, it's seizures, and also there's no exact time on how long this child may live.
So here's what the judge is saying. He's not gonna be able to set a bond until Louis is here.
It's that important. I mean, he's known since 2000 that these things have been pending.
At one point, he tried to take care of it, but then
Trying is never good enough. It's like, unless you're
No,
playing
it's
what,
not
horseshoes or hand grenades, right?
maybe an adult, but he's more on a childlike mind.
Yeah, we'll
He's
be
not
back on
the
Monday.
response.
and
Get it,
we'll-
but understand that I have to make him aware of a lot of things. And if I don't tell him and I just give him a bond and he takes off, well, I didn't know. This person never told me,
I'm standing responsible for
No,
him.
ma'am.
but I can't put you in jail if it doesn't happen. Not that I want to.
I'll be back
but
on
We'll be
Monday.
back on Monday and we'll be more than happy.
I understand that you're concerned and I appreciate your concern and I appreciate you coming. I'm not saying no to a bond, but I need his body here. And
This is my little brother.
I understand. It's not the end. We're going to come back in just a couple days and we'll take care of it. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm sorry if I spoke.
No,
out.
no, no. I'm happy that you came. Okay? Really. Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you for
Of
your
course.
time.
Meet you outside. I'll meet you outside.
Mike, and just tell them it's every person. It's not just them. Every person that comes here. I understand. Totally. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully we get on Monday. Hi, Ricardo. Come on up. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I'm approaching on Ramon Barahona. You asked that he come today instead of his regular court setting because he's got a BVR.
Come up, Mr. Barahona.
Sorry, Judge, I would like to say that the BVR is kind of, it conflicts with itself. It says there's a tamper, then it says there's alcohol detected, but alcohol cannot be confirmed because of the way it was tampered with. So I don't know if we have further information to.
We never do. We never do. And the problem is that what happens is people try to put stuff. What is the one thing I asked you? I'm sorry, I ordered you not to do?
Not to drink alcohol, and I haven't. I'm 51 days sober today. And I
have-
live in a sober living facility, so I get breathalyzed and drug tested at least 3 to 4 times a week. Anytime that I leave and I come back. I went to an inpatient program and I completed that. I have my certificate right here.
Show me that you have a breath test on 10/26 at 9 in the morning, because if what you're telling me is true, you should have a breath test at around that time, and let's see.
Yeah, I would have to get with the coordinators of the staff at the place that I live in. I'm sure they have it all logged.
You're supposed to have that here today, though. Today is the day that's set for your bond violation hearing.
Well, Judge, we didn't go over all that because I was hoping to get more detailed info. It sounds like there's a tamper, but they're not confirming alcohol. They're not confirming alcohol.
Because of the tamper. What we have normally is someone does something to the device to the integrity of the device to bypass alcohol detection. They could put a sock in between, they could put a piece of paper in between, they could kind of move it so the skin is not touching the device. There could be a whole myriad of things of how the actual tamper takes place. All we know is that we have a tamper and we have a confirmation, we have alcohol detected. We can't confirm because of the tamper. The nature of the tamper prevents confirmation of alcohol.
Judge, sometimes these devices, they're not perfect, Judge. They can't ever tell me what happened.
So if there's ever a problem with the device, it is your responsibility to go to the place and get it fixed.
Yes, sir, and I did. Whenever I went to Sentinel, I asked the guy who put it on me and was downloading my data, I asked him to tighten it because I felt as if it was too loose. And he did tighten it, and he said he wrote down on his notes that he tightened it for me. I've been sober for 51 days, and
how do I know that?
I have my certificate that I went to an inpatient program, and I'm living currently in a sober facility. And I'm doing that for myself because I do have an alcohol problem, and I'm 51 days sober as of today.
If you're telling me that you have all that information, that they test you frequently, then you should be able to have testing at that time. And if you can show me that you have a breath test at that time that shows that you're not have alcohol on board, then I'll throw the piece of paper away.
Can we do this, Judge? Would you allow us to get time to get those documents for you? We weren't prepared to present that to you today. I was looking to get more info on the actual report.
It's supposed to happen today. You guys are supposed to come in between the time we let you know about the violation, to do your diligence, to figure out what the violation is, how it occurred, and how to remedy that.
Judge, that diligence isn't on us, Judge. They're the ones alleging this. They need to
No,
provide.
they're not alleging anything. I am, because you have alleged violations here. It is your duty to show us why it's, yeah.
We could bring these people that are alleging this tamper, we could bring them and have them testify regarding what they know and what they do not know. Instead of just assuming that they are correct, we could have a hearing.
No one's assuming anything. I'm telling you, if you have something that contradicts this, show it. That's what I'm telling you.
I also did my due diligence of making them tighten it. I told them to tighten it myself.
I understand.
And he
that.
did say he wrote a note about that. Because
I
was
still
afraid
have,
that this would happen.
Mr. Barahona, I still have alcohol detected, regardless of whether it's tightened or not. The tightening is not the issue. The issue is that there's a tamper and that we have alcohol detected.
I have not consumed any alcohol.
So show me. I'm telling you how to do it. Reach out to them now, see what you can get. See what evidence is out there to show me, I'll put you guys to the side, reach out to them, see what they have. If you're telling me that they've tested you as frequently as they are, they should have something.
Yeah, talk to my client, see how quickly we could get that info.
No rush, no rush. Take your time, see what you can find.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Okay. Anna, hey,
I have a posting off docket on Christopher Anderson, and hang on, let me get your cause number.
all right, what is?
Uh, 250-1154. And I think the state has a motion that I'll let.
Yes, Judge, we filed a motion for continuance in this case. We found out yesterday that our toxicologist will not be available on the trial or on the date of the trial.
When do we set?
Sorry?
Are we set this coming at Tuesday?
No, on the 19th. So he told me that he will be in Oregon for a different trial from the 20th to the 22nd of November.
Okay, have you had a continuance in this case before? Okay,
I would be unopposed, Judge. I would just ask that we have a date, so that way I can schedule around this.
so when is he available?
I can reach back out. At this point, she didn't have like a specific date for me. It may be pushed
You know
into
what
next
we
year.
try cases, right?
I'm sorry?
You know what days we try every Tuesday, right?
Yes, sir. I just
So-
wasn't sure about, because I know we have a couple on the 12th and the 3rd. I mean, I can reach out, or the,
Ciao.
I'm sorry, the 3rd and the 10th. So I can ask if those are available. I just don't know for Ramona, like.
Okay with those dates?
Mhm.
Okay, so reach out, see what dates are good for her, and then let's, powwow again, and then we'll nail it down.
Okay, so
Okay.
we would be setting on the 3rd or the 10th of December then, if he's available. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. So we'll just leave it on the 19th for now, and then have her figure out. and-
Yeah, and then I'm not gonna hold you to it, but let's figure out,
I'll email them.
yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Excuse?
Did you meet with
Yes,
Wiggins?
yes,
How'd
they,
it go?
they found him, they brought him over. I've admonished him again about the phone. I don't know if you want to, but
No, is he here?
yeah, he is here. They did
I
find him.
don't think so. I
Okay.
explained it to him enough. Hopefully
Okay.
not. He gets it.
Okay.
Not, then I'm not gonna do it again. Like, if we hear it again, oof. Yeah,
Thank
okay. For sure.
Yes, Mr. Perch?
Of course.
I also have an off-docket matter I need to approach on, which is a curfew. Not a violation, I just need to expand it. Cause number is 2520456, Mr. Mobley. He has an interview on Sunday to work at Whataburger. They'll need him to work till 10. His current curfew is either 9 or 9:30. Whataburger is about 20 minutes away, so I would ask that the court allow him to be home at 10:30.
Okay, if he gets the job.
Well, so the problem is he has to tell them, so he's interviewing, he has to tell them that he's available.
I will give it to him if they give him the job.
Okay.
Okay,
so
but he
right
doesn't
now-
have it right now.
All right, so right now, not changing orders, but I can communicate with him that he can do that.
If he gets the job.
And then I'll get a letter from him saying, or I'll get a letter from
Yes.
whoever. Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Will,
Hey, Judge, hand approach. Okay, I just got appointed to Mr. Romero Javier, it's a hyphenated name. Super old case. I believe you put him in the
yeah, because
back.
he's like, thinks it's the club.
Yeah, I spoke with him. It sounds like he got a reset initially to hire a lawyer, and then some of his family got in a car wreck or something. He took care of them, and then he thought he was screwed, so he just didn't come to court. I know, that's what he told me.
He's just like telling me I have a bunch of hair.
So he
It's literally had, I mean, hold on a second. I remember seeing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 resets he had. I don't even know how he could possibly get that many resets, you know, especially without a lawyer. That's just, regardless. What do you guys want to do?
So apparently the state has videos in their possession. They just need to find them. I guess.
Well, we located them. They were in our K drive. The misdemeanor discovery team will send it over to defense because there was no defense counsel attached, so they couldn't send it before. So defense should have it soon. And everything that we do have, like the offense report, that's all been released and the writ.
Do you have an offer on the case?
Yeah, we don't have an offer, Judge, yet.
Romero
That's-
Javier. If you can put one on, please, and then, do you know if he has a license? Can you bring out Ramon Javier, please? Do you mind running his license? See if he has one, please. Felicia. Felicia,
Yes, Judge?
I'm putting a GPS on him.
What's the last name?
Bottom of page 16 and top of page 17. If you can waive the fee as well, please.
We're offering a 1-year deferred, Judge.
For Romero Javier, do you have a Texas driver license? You're not allowed to drive. I don't care what you're doing what you've got going on in your life. I don't care where you're going. I don't care what kind of medical emergency there is. If you ain't got a license and liability insurance, do not drive. I'm now going to put a GPS monitor on your ankle so I know where you are at all times. You will get it today. If you fail to get the monitor, you ever fail to come back, I'm going to make your bond so high, your hair is going to look like mine. Do you understand? What other criminal history does he have? If any?
Only one from 2009, just a disorderly conduct at a state.
Felony or misdemeanor?
Probation. Misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor, Judge.
I'm giving you 2 weeks to figure out what you're going to do with this case. You will be back in 2 weeks. You must either accept a plea bargain offer from the state or you will immediately get set for trial. Do you understand? If you fail to communicate with your lawyer, likewise, I will revoke your bond. You will never, okay, let me not say never, but you will be very hard pressed to get another PR bond. You've been given 2 PR bonds. Your case is nearly 1,100 days old. 2 weeks to figure out what you're going to do. And if you fail to get the GPS monitor today, watch out. Do you understand? Above all else, in this short life we have, do not drive. Okay, well, see you in 2 weeks.
Judge, did you want to turn on the GPS for exclusion zone?
No, just want to know where he is. You ready?
No, Your Honor.
Hey,
Judge, how long of a reset on this one?
2 weeks.
Unfortunately, on Shegu Bada, I believe he's been waiting in the
Yes.
lobby.
Tell me.
Last week, you stated that you wanted to make sure that he had his guardian interlock reactivated. We do have proof that he has the activation. He paid the activation fee on 11/5, and he has an appointment for 11/15.
He made a payment on 11/5. They, I guess they're gonna reactivate it for him, and his next appointment is on the 15th.
So it's not reactivated.
Well, it's like a payment plan that they have him on, so they gave him the device, and it looks like they're gonna actually service it on the 15th. Like
So-
a recalibration.
And so he paid on 11/5. He went there as soon as the court has instructed him, but they gave another date for him to appear to actually reactivate. But he did pay the reactivation fee on 11/5.
They placed him on a payment plan because he's behind $756.
Why wouldn't they reactivate it at a time? I mean, every time we've ever had this, they reactivated just.
I guess because it was a lockout and they wanted to make sure they received payment first.
Well, Your Honor, that being said, he did do his due diligence and we do have the paperwork to reflect as such.
Okay, so I guess we'll set this for the 16th. He must have it absolutely on and there's just no excuse.
Understood, Your Honor.
By OG, if it's not completely activated, he must be here in court and setting it for trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay?
Thank you,
All
Judge.
right. Okay.
Hey. Friday.
Are you, happy Friday. Are you here for Brian?
I am.
We were gonna put it on for Monday for you.
I appreciate that, but you know what, I got out of my forfeit thing early, so I thought I'd come back by and make everyone's life easier.
Oh, thank you.
She was brought up anyways, Judge, so Ms. Visor, was on bond for theft in this court, picked up a felony, you raised the bond. She picked up 2 new felonies,
Yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, do the same thing again.
that's fine, do you need to talk to her and monitor or anything, I mean,
No, I guess
I'm just gonna go back and tell her she messed up, and I anticipate,
she picked up a robbery.
yeah.
Did you see that?
The robbery was already there, and then she picked up 2 new thefts, so, not great, but.
Oh, so what happened?
Visor.
The robbery or the?
No, the 2 new
thefts?
thefts. What happened?
Judge.
It should be like $10. You know?
Like a 2B from a previous incident that.
So it looks like she was at J.C. Penney and was observed. I think that she took clothes into the changing room and put them on under her clothes and then walked out. She took, and she also had in her possession a magnetic sensor remover. She also went to a Bath and Body Works and placed $700 worth of candles and fragrances in a bag and left without paying.
Okay, so I'm gonna make it 10,000 too, and just let me know if she bonds out. She's at no bond on the cases over there. You're set for,
We're not even retained on the new cases yet, so we'll approach on the old case that we are on. and Go from there.
are you gonna
You retained on the new case? Sorry.
withdraw from the cases upstairs? You're gonna stay on it? Okay.
Probably, unless something drastically changes.
You plan on, I guess, getting off those,
We'll see this one through. It's just, it's easier on everyone than having to negotiate all that, so.
whatever you want. I mean, I'm
Appreciate that,
happy to
Judge.
point if you want to as well.
I appreciate that, Judge.
Just let us know what you want to do.
Will do.
And we'll set you for, I guess, the day after the felony. Yeah, okay.
And then she's approaching on an extradition case. It's one of my clients. I'm gonna stand here and watch.
Hey. Yes. Bye,
Good
Jim.
morning, Judge.
Morning, Judge.
Hey, good morning.
On Mr. Moreno. I'm sorry, Judge?
You just need to write this down. so-
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Jason Moreno, yes, sir. He just wants to. That I know the state states that they're opposed to any bond.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Do you mind bringing out?
Judge, I'm sorry.
Hey, Catherine, I'm bringing him out real quick.
Okay.
She's also opposed to.
I'm getting some CLE.
Self-study.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are they all filled out? Do you know?
Yeah, and then. That's why.
Hey, man, let him do it.
¿Te agarra apunte?
All right. You are Jason Moreno. Good morning, Ms. Moreno. So I see that you have a felony fraud that you're facing upstairs. Looks like you're wanted out of state. I have no idea what for. I know that your lawyer's asking me to set you a bond. I don't know. I don't know you. I've never met you before, but we're going to get to know you real quick. How you look on paper is really going to tell me who you are. So that'll be a big determining factor. Okay.
He's wanted from Contra Costa County, California for carjacking and robbery. The case out there has a $200,000 bond. Additionally, in that case, he and a co-defendant held a complaining witness at gunpoint and stole his car.
Allegedly, Judge.
And Judge, he had a juvenile theft that he did a felony thing opposed to a
My
bond on
only
this.
concern, Mr. Moreno, is public safety. And they're telling me here that you got a card. You got to understand that that's.
Understood. He wanted to know what it would be if he could pay it. At this point, I
No
believe.
B.
Gotcha.
No B.
At this point, he will waive extradition, correct?
So understand you've made bond on the case upstairs. So what that means now is that California has 14 days to come get you as of the day that you waive formal extradition. Then if they don't come get you within that time, then you will be released. But you got to understand that if they do come get you, you have to stay in touch with counsel, because if you remain out of touch and they revoke your bond on the case upstairs here, the situation you are in now is going to be the exact situation you will be in California. So you got to stay in touch. All right.
The only thing about that is they took my phone, they're not letting me write down numbers, so how would I go about doing it if I can't get any information?
We'll get a number.
So you'll get paperwork here. Make sure to write down everybody's phone number here, and then we can give you paperwork here as well.
Families here, Judge, I'll make up the numbers that he.
Yeah, you'll be able to work things out, but just don't forget, don't be Helen Keller, because it's just not going to go well. Okay, man. Good luck. Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
You too.
He's got to sign.
Ricardo. Oh,
So you kneel back out?
no. You're waiving formal extradition, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, no, we're good.
All right.
Thank
Right
you.
there, we'll bring you back there for him to sign.
Okay, Ricardo.
Judge, we're approaching on Mr. Ramon Barahona.
Do you need until Monday?
No, because here's what's going on. So I was kind of unsure about what he was talking about, and after, so we got two options about what the specific is on camper. So I would ask for a full-blown hearing. I'm not convicted during camper. However, alcohol cannot be confirmed as consumption because of nature of tamper. So I would argue, I'm not conceding that something happened. I'm conceding there might be a tamper. I'm not.
Come up, Mr.
conceding
Barahona.
consumption. If you're gonna revoke him, I would ask for a full-blown hearing. If this is one of those situations where he's just admonished and, hey, this is your one shot, then he understands that. I don't know how you want to proceed with this, Judge. I'm not conceding that he drank alcohol. He's been in this location, in this center core location since September 17th. He did inpatient. October 18th, he graduated. Then he moved over to Center Court's sober living facility on October 18th. He's been in there since then. We have proof of that. He's been attending 6 meetings per week, 1 counseling session per week, 1 group counseling session per week, 3 AA meetings. He's there. He's doing something. I would ask that we just admonish them.
Machines don't test positive for shites and giggles, man. They don't. There has to be something there to make it test positive.
Well, Judge, on that aspect.
It doesn't spontaneously test positive for alcohol.
Well,
For you to say that it does, it's just disingenuous and not true. There has to be something to set the machine off. It doesn't spontaneously test positive.
I have not consumed alcohol for 51 days as of today.
The machine is telling me differently, Mr. Barhol. You know how many people tell me the same thing with the exact same facts that you have? You know how many times I hear it a day?
I would assume a lot.
If I had one strand of hair every time I heard it, oof, I would look good.
Judge, I did talk to him. This wouldn't be much of a solution since this is from 10/26, but we could test him today. I don't know how long something stays in the system, if that's the allegation, but he's willing to test today.
That's gonna be no
Right.
bearing on me. I
Right.
mean, this is 2 weeks ago, you know?
I get it.
I'm just now, unfortunately, they just give us the results now, but
And regarding the actual, I've gotten reports before that says what this device is reading. There are reports out there that they can provide.
if they don't tamper, then yes, you will get a true and accurate reading. And that's what the problem is that there is something that was tampered with, and Mr. Barahona knows. He's the only one that knows what happened on that date. We don't, because we weren't there. We don't know what happened. So I'm sorry, Mr. Barahona, but I told you one thing. I told you one thing only, you know?
I would like to state the fact one more time that I did tell the people at Sentinel to tighten it because I didn't want something like this to happen. I don't
This
think
is
it's.
not a matter of tightening. It's a matter of alcohol detection. If a device is loose, it's not going to test positive for alcohol. You understand that?
I
Just,
understand what you're-
there has to be an intervening event that has alcohol in it for it to test positive. And there's something seriously afoot because the device is telling us that someone is messing with the machine. If we not had the messing with the machine, then we would know whether there was true alcohol consumption or not. But here we have a positive and that you're messing with the machine. Okay, goes with you. Come on up, Ralph. Hey, hey. Set it high, you know, I'll set it at 2501, you know, and then.
Can we have an actual hearing, Judge?
Sure.
Bring witnesses?
Sure, of course.
When can we set that?
Be next week, whatever day. I mean, we got to give them at least a couple days to get subpoenas out, though.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah,
I'll talk to the prosecutor, see how many days they're looking for, and we'll try.
All right, this is driving me crazy. I need to see if this fixes it.
we've given you a lawyer, it's your responsibility.
No, Judge, the co-defendant was charged with evading arrest in a motor vehicle.
This is absolutely infuriating to me, y'all. Ba-da-bum-bum, ba-da-ba-ba. So that guy, 11-8.
Can, and I can't.
Yes.
Tested her on October.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
So to speak.
Program.
We're doing probable.
Maybe, and I kind of know what
And
I'm
we,
doing.
alcohol, he's been in this location, in this.
Something.
Yep.
Do you see how many people we've put into custody today?
Sir.
It's like every other person.
Oh, no, I wasn't here.
Okay. You put a lot of people in custody, but they continue to violate conditions of bond. No more using cocaine, No more using alcohol. You just were up here not too long ago preaching about this and preaching about that and that. You testing positive for cocaine now tells me it's been used within the last 2 days. So I will now test you 2 times a week to make sure that you're not using. And the next time you test positive, you're going to stay with me. And if it continues to happen, I will have a hearing as to whether we'll hold you in contempt. And if they continues to happen, I'm going to put you in a rehab facility. It's going to stop. I'm giving you the opportunity now to do it on your own. If you're unable to, we will do it my way. And I promise you, you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand? We'll see you back on Monday for another test.
I come here?
Yes. Yep.
Right this way.
Vic,
Oh, okay. Yes, Judge.
another Monday, Thursday.
So the big drawback here is that now we are on the actual.
Okay, Judge. Hey.
How are you?
Friday, man.
Happy Friday for real. Jesus Mancias, Your Honor, this was the one that was up here a little earlier.
Is it you said?
Mancias, he's the one that picked up. I just got to point it on the day.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the
2 new assaults.
2 new assaults.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I talked to Mr. Macias for a while, and he was going to share with you a few things that would kind of help give some more context in the case. On his 2 known law violations, there was a rip call that was made to his the complainant, and the complainant basically said kind of what verbatim what Mr. Macias told me, that he was actually attacked by her family. He called 911. When he called 911, she became very upset, made up the story of the assault, never saw the brother be assaulted. So you have, on the 2 new assaults, you have brother on one, and then you have wife on the other. So she basically recants and says that the assault on her never happened, and she says that she doesn't witness anything as far as with the brother. Okay, those are the 2 new law violations. She also makes a reference to the first assault, which he's currently in the court as well, and says that was made up as well. Now we have people that recant all the time, but it would be.
I mean, I'm not going to take his word for it just because it's right.
Well, no, of course, Judge, but it should be noted as far as on this recantment as well, that she actually asked the state, does she need representation for the false report? So that's a little bit different. That's usually, you don't usually have it to where people are concerned about getting representation for making a false report. That's usually a little bit extreme, so to speak. She's actually asking for it to be
He's
dismissed.
on bond for an assault against this person, picks up another assault, right? And then another assault against another person. I'm putting an order for protection in, and I don't want you to have contact with this person. I'm still going to take you in. I mean, I have something that's said here. People recant all the time after the fact because for whatever reason, but I have something here. I think that there's enough evidence to go forward. And I think that I believe that probable cause did occur. I'm not going to take your word as gospel. I don't know. Maybe the facts will show something different later on, but the evidence is going to point to whose side is correct. I don't know. Perhaps there'll be photographs. Perhaps there'll be body cam footage of what a person looked like. I don't know. But this is stuff that we got to wait for to see what happens. But
Your Honor, we're also approaching on bail, being that we do have a recantment, and the recantment was pretty quick. And the complainant is also asking for a dismissal. We're going to ask for a PR bond on. This is the thing. I would definitely argue that there's going to be. I mean, at the very least, then, if that's the case, then I would like a speedy trial, because if we're going to.
yes, and I'd be happy to give that to you.
I would rather do that.
And I absolutely love your tenacity.
Oh, I want it.
I love your tenacity, but on the PR bond.
Understandable. Well, we know that you wanted to set a bond, Judge, so
I did. I set it at 15,002 because I want you to understand that we mean business, and my utmost important is public safety, and that's the only thing that matters to me. Do you understand? And if I find that you have contact with this person, and I don't care What is going on? So help me. Do you understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
Judge, that was 15,002 on the old case.
Yeah.
And on the new cases, those are gonna stay at
Leave it as
1,000.
is. I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm not gonna touch it what the magistrate did, but I'm just gonna revoke the old one because he picked up the 2 new cases. I'll leave as is. Within my right to revoke it and raise it and make it higher because I think that you're an utter danger to the public, right? I'm not going to, but understand that we can. And if I find that you violate any of these conditions, I will go nuts on the bond. Do you understand?
Understood, Your Honor.
Okay. We've given you a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with him. When you get out, you will have an ankle monitor, so I know where you are at all times. You're not to go within 200 feet of where she lives, or he lives, or where they work. You understand?
I understand.
We will see where it pings at all times. So if you go anywhere near these people, get ready. I will give you the speedy trial. I need to give them at least enough time to get their evidence, to get their motions and subpoenas in line, which is at least 30 days.
And
After that,
I don't press the state. I've worked for the state before, so I
so
can be amenable to a time that works for them. I just want to be fair to him as well.
I mean, it would be probably in January, but whatever date then, we're gold, whatever you want. Yeah, of course. All right, thanks. Wait, hold on a second, because I don't think. Okay.
And I know,
Can you also, well, no, we got conditions with, okay.
right, and as soon as she's ready and we can, I'll bring them back out. I'm not sitting them down yet.
Money.
Well, I got, he won't be able to sign with this one. So, but then, I won't.
Ms. Shealy.
Hi, good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hey.
I'm here on Mr. Kareem Khalifa, and he, I don't believe, has ever checked in. So.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, he has a felony warrant.
I know, Your Honor, and I told him he had to be here today.
Oh, you actually spoke to him? Oh, what happened? I thought that we were gonna do so well with him. Did he just not show up upstairs? Is that what
All of
happened?
his cases are against the same complainant. He's
I know.
continuing to violate his bond. He's still contacting her.
Really?
He's
Your Honor, I mean, I know he told me that his mother lives there and his mother had an emergency. So, but he didn't show up today. So we'll just deal with it
You're
when.
telling me that he's still contacting her too?
Yes, Judge. She is very afraid of him.
I guess 10,001, and then,
Does he have he has 2 cases?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so both of them at 10,001.
Okay.
I didn't realize he had both of them. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Sheilick. And then, you want to, will you stay on it?
I'll stay on it. He is very.
Yeah. And then we'll just give you a heads up, because at some point we'll get him.
Let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. Whoa. Who's this?
Oh, nice.
Damn, you make more than I did. Shoot. What's the name?
Yes, Perez, Leyva.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Mhm.
Okay, come up, Will.
On.
I should've.
Maybe her date did it.
Huh? What?
Maybe her spouse makes that one.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, Mr. Barrett, James Barrett.
Back there and. Okay.
I believe it was discussed earlier about the MOAP because my client.
Oh, that's right.
and
Okay.
They all live together. I spoke with my client who's here and his wife, who's the sister of the complainant, and they all 3 do live together. My client's wife is the caretaker for both my client and the complainant, and they've ripped and we're all good.
And the MOAP to allow, take off the residential restriction, no contacts, and then just let them know, just no threatening, harassing.
Okay, so no contact.
No contact, right, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, we'll take care of that now. Just make sure that he gets a copy, huh?
Can you sign up first?
Yeah.
Judge, state's ready on John Melendez whenever you.
Okay, we'll do that now.
Yes, Judge.
Come up, Mr. Melendez. Are you with him? Who are you? Come on up, Mom. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Mr. Melendez is charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. He's facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. The last that we were doing probable cause. And I wanted to see whether there was actual probable cause to go forward or not. From what I gather, I mean, do you want to go ahead and read it so that she can hear it? Do you mind?
Yes, Judge, I can.
Okay.
So these charges stem from an evading arrest in a motor vehicle. This defendant was the back passenger in the car. Officers attempted to initiate a traffic stop at around midnight after observing the defendant vehicle run a stop sign. Officers activated emergency lights and sirens, and the driver of the vehicle disregarded them, turning off all lights in the vehicle, attempting to evade arrest. The driver drove for approximately 0.4 miles before driving off of the road and into a grassy area. A felony traffic stop was conducted. During the search of the vehicle, officers discovered an unholstered handgun on the back passenger floorboard where the defendant's feet were. They also found another handgun underneath the passenger seat itself.
So they found two handguns?
Yes, Judge.
This was an initial.
I know.
So
it's not in the
Where's the
script.
first gun?
The first one is directly under the defendant's feet. The second one is in front of the defendant under the passenger seat.
Okay.
So one on the floorboard directly in front of him, he has care, custody, and control, and one of them directly under the passenger seat in front of him, which is unoccupied. And the defendant was also found, the gun was reported stolen notably, and this defendant had latex gloves on his hand at the time.
Do you have anything else?
No, Judge, the co-defendant was charged with evading arrest in the motor vehicle and unlawful carry of a weapon, pinning the gun under the passenger seat on him. So the gun under the floor, on the floorboard where the defendant's feet were, we are alleging is this defendant's gun. He has care, custody, and control of that. The one under this passenger seat is the defendant driver.
Yes, with the fact that he has a glove on.
Yes,
you know.
Judge.
Stop. Now's not the time. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. How many people did you say were in the car?
Two people, Judge, defendant driver and defendant passenger.
Who is the driver?
The driver.
In what relation is it to Mr. Melendez here?
They both are 17-year-olds, Judge. It looks like they may be friends. I don't know if there's any other relationship, but they're both 17.
What do you do with yourself these days? Doing what?
Auto detail. Auto detail.
Did you graduate from high school?
Not yet.
Are you in high school?
In a program.
What is he doing with himself these days, Mom?
He's working full-time.
But he's not in school.
He was currently doing a homeschool program, but I got behind on the payments. So until I can catch up, he can continue his homeschool program.
We have resources here that can help you get into free schooling to help him, because I want him to get his GED. He cannot go around without a minimum of high school education, because you will amount to nothing in this life. This life is about one thing, and this country is about one thing. And if this last election shows you anything, this country is about one thing and one thing only. This, the almighty dollar. And if you don't have money, you don't have anything. You will not have anything in life. You will not have a wife. You will not have a house. You will not have vacations, car. If you don't have an education, you will not have money in your life. The journey that this life is, it's either a great journey with money, vacations, things to do, or it can be a rotten toilet of a existence where you're in and out of jail, no money, living on the street, begging just to be able to eat. You are now at 17 with no prospects. It's not going to happen anymore. This system will not fail you. Do you understand?
Sir,
If I go test you now, what are you going to test positive for?
it's marijuana.
I'm sending you now. What else? If you're lying to me, it's not going to go well for
Shouldn't
you.
be.
I'm sending you now because I want to know what, if anything. You are not to hang out with this person anymore in the car. Do you understand?
Sir,
You are to get back into school or start any kind of program to start working your GED. And I will test you. And the next time you test positive for anything, I'm going to keep you with me. Chances are your mom doesn't have a lot of money. I'll make it a high bond. Your butt's going to stay in custody. You get my drift.
sir.
I want him to follow your rules. And if he gives you any grief, any kind of headache, you let me know and I'll take care of it. I really want what's best for him. And if he's out in the middle of the night, hanging out with, it's not going to happen. So I'm also going to put a curfew on you so you're not out in the middle of the night. You understand?
Sir.
No weapons as well. No drugs, alcohol, random testing. We will test you to say what you, we will test you today to see what you're going to test positive for. And we'll give you a weapon. I'll give you a weapon. I'll give you a lawyer. No weapon. I will give you a lawyer and I will pay for everything for you so that nothing comes out of your pocket. But understand, I mean business and I will not take any excuses from you. Do you understand, Ms. Melendez? Okay, man, take a seat.
What would you like the first date to be?
10 p.m.
To 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
Do you need us to file that?
No, we're going to monitor him like crazy. I have anything yet.
And I wanted to see, I'm going to talk to you about something. We're set for trial, not next week, but the Tuesday afterwards. Some things have changed. And I wanted to see if that changes where we're at on the trial docket, or if we're going to have a pretrial conference. Do we even have a pretrial conference in here?
We usually 2 weeks prior to trial, have it.
Sorry?
2 weeks prior. If you have any issues, come and we talk and we.
Okay. So we didn't do that a week ago, but we're here now, so we can talk about it now.
That's it.
Okay. So a couple of issues that I have. The case is still on the docket for trial. My understanding is that there's some new evidence that's been presented. That's the first issue. The second.
First off, who are we talking about?
Oh, my apologies, Judge. Abraham Plaza.
House number?
2526788.
Colasso.
Yes, Judge.
It's an assault. Okay.
Yes, Judge. It seems like this was placed on the trial docket for a quick trial because he had been in ICE custody. He's no longer in ICE custody.
Off the trial docket?
Yes, but I would like to talk about a couple of issues in the case to see what we're going to do about them. There's no urgency anymore because he's out. That allows the prosecution some more time to talk to the CW. But my understanding is twofold. That first, there's some new evidence that was presented within the last week. That's the first issue. The second issue is.
What evidence?
The 911 was released when we were here for our last setting on the 18th, or it may not have even been whenever it last was.
And this is the problem with setting cases so quick for trial. It's, you've got trickle down evidence, right? Invariably, it's going to happen because when you set it immediately for trial or shortly thereafter a case is filed, it trickles down.
So the 911, we followed up with it in October. We got it. I released it just now. So that is.
You guys have to don't get into it, but why don't we take it off the trial docket so you can get, is there more?
There shouldn't be any more evidence, but he has presented us with an affidavit of non-prosecution. We were never able to fully talk to the complainant. We spoke with her briefly. But
So eval without her then,
right?
Right? And then see if you can make the case, great. If not, then great as well.
Here is the cost of the matter. My understanding from talking to Michael last time was that he was going to request a translation of something and
Oh,
provide it to me.
Lord.
So it's no longer
Right
with
there,
Michael.
it's 75 days.
I'm sorry, Judge.
It's 75 days.
Right, and so if we're gonna,
For them to get like a formal document translated, it just,
so it's not within the time period. If we're at trial, it's like, is that gonna be excluded? What are we gonna do? Are they still trying for it?
but that's not fair to them.
Well, I mean, speedy trial is a speedy trial, Judge. But now it changes. I know, I get it.
He's out. I mean,
Yeah.
remember, circumstances change. You guys asked for it and I gave it to you because he was in custody. He's not in custody. There's no urgency anymore.
You'll give them more time to get that translation if they want it. That's gonna be a tremendous cost. So,
I mean, for what do you mean by tremendous cost?
well, the translation, they charge for the translation.
You don't foot the bill for that.
No, of course not. That's why I wanted to see if they're actually gonna go on it. Like, do I expect the
Money should
translation?
never be an issue in anything around here.
So I should still be expecting the translation, in other words?
If you want it,
Well, I'm
or
gonna,
if you want it.
I think the translated document is a translated version of the 911 call.
So here's what I would do. What I would do is take it to someone who speaks Spanish, see what it says, and see if you can make the case with it without, before you do all that dog and pony, you know?
Right, Judge.
If you can, then you go for it. If you can't, we have a lot of cases here. You know what I mean?
right, that's why I was bringing that issue up. If we're gonna go forward, then let's get that translation. I'll require it. But if not, then let's see what the CW says and maybe it'll get resolved. But
And then it's silly to just keep it on the trial docket now. Why don't we just take it off? We'll give you 30 days and just tell us where you want to go after that.
so do you want to do a new date now or?
Yeah.
Okay,
No sense.
a new
Just-
reset 30 days from now. We'll take it off the trial docket and touch
Then
base.
I'll keep his appearance waived,
Okay.
you know, and just let us know what you want to do.
Maybe we'll work it out. Okay. Judge, the next thing, I'll reapproach on Mr. Ramon, because I had trouble finding him, but let me talk to him.
And you had trouble
He was
finding.
on the other side, but it's locked. The courtroom's locked over there, so I wasn't able to. Mr. Ramon Barahona,
He's right here.
he's here now?
He's been over here. You went to the court date on the other side, but he's been.
The court date's closed?
It's closed, yeah.
What? They're not having court today?
No, they were here.
How are we still
Their judge was here extremely early and started real quick, and half their
How are
people
we?
didn't show up.
We'll touch base. I'll reset it 30 days off the south the trial.
Oh, yeah, we said at 9:30.
Send me a copy
Yeah.
of that.
Thank you, Judge. Let me
Okay.
reapproach.
For sure. Okay, you ready?
Transcription, I can do.
No. Ms. Perez Leyva, come up. Come up.
Christmas is around the corner.
I honestly do not.
¿Puede traer su bolsa? Ponerla aquí, por favor.
Judge, what's the name?
This is Ms. Leyva, Perez Leyva with.
He'd be ponying.
Hacia la izquierda.
He would, I wanted to see what kind of bond you'd consider for him. He was originally at a GOB bond, so he didn't pony up anything. He'd be ponying up money to get out this time. I think you mentioned that you consider a low bond. I'd like to figure out how low you'd go.
I normally, when something like this happens, I set it at 5,001.
5,001?
But I'm gonna do 2,501.
The only thing I would say is, I would ask for a $2,000 bond because the person that's gonna pony it up is his mother. And I asked the mother, hey, you know, what can you do? What do you work? She cleans houses.
Okay, I will give it to you.
2,000? Okay.
But just caution them that if he violates again, they'll probably be on the hook for the entire amount. So they, you know, or fully aware.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Let me talk to her. I'll tell her what it is. You'll do 2,000? You'll do 2,000, you said? Okay, sorry.
2001.
2001, okay. Let me let her know.
Sure.
And we'll go from there. And I'll just reset it out after I talk to her. All right, thank you, Judge.
You know, Ricardo, let me look at something else too. Hold on a second. On his last case, 2 years ago,
Okay.
he had a lot of issues with him as well then.
Really?
A lot of issues where he failed to comply with conditions, failed to appear multiple times. This isn't my first rodeo with Mr. Barahona. I have history with him.
Really?
These are one of the things that I take into account, and I'm sorry I didn't explain that to you last time, that I know him.
Okay.
This isn't my first rodeo
different,
with him.
yeah.
And this isn't my first time having these types of issues with him. I've had issues with him where he's taken off at least 2 different times, continued drinking in the past. So it's not my first rodeo with him. And I let him go a lot of times on the first DWI. Now we're back again, and now he's continuing to drink again. And so allegedly, right? So that's why I want him to understand that we need business. I played last time, and I'm not going to do it again.
I was a little surprised that you didn't give him a chance. I will say that.
Because I have history with him and
Yeah,
I know him.
makes sense.
And, you know, like we have another guy here that tested positive. I'm gonna, let him out, put a scram on his ankle, but it's my first history with him. Right.
Get it.
And, but I want them to understand that I'm in business. We're not, I've played this game with him before. I'm not gonna do it again.
I'll give him that info, Judge.
Please.
All right, so we'll
Okay.
set the bond. I'll let the mom know and we'll go from there. Appreciate it.
And I'll say this, and, if he is unable to bond out, we can talk at a later time.
Okay.
So if this isn't something where we're gonna,
I get you.
but I want them to understand that we're
Understood.
serious.
Understood. Well, hopefully
So
he'll
it's
bond out
not
there.
The be all end all,
Got it.
so to speak, if he's,
Understood, Judge.
if he's unable, okay?
Okay, I'll reapproach if he's unable to, but hopefully he'll.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
For sure.
All right, let's see.
All right, there's gonna be more hot edits incoming. Hot edits incoming.
Um,
All right, we've already seen this. Jumping past.
On me, you.
Last name is.
Mr. Davis.
You want me to go, Judge?
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
take care.
signing.
Have a great weekend, Judge.
Okay,
25.
yeah, got it. 24 and 20. Trying to-
Pay attention to the judge, not the computer.
I see my face on it, though. Yes,
Good morning, Mr. Davis.
How you doing, sir?
Mr. Davis, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with driving on a suspended license. You're also charged with fleeing a police officer. Both of those cases are Class B misdemeanors. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. What if they worked out?
3 days with 6 days.
On both or on one?
Just on one, they're clean on the driving while license.
Okay. The agreement is 3 days in jail, credit for the 6 days that you've done on the suspended license case. And as part of the plea bargain, the fleeing a police officer will be dismissed. Is this how you guys understand the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into the agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal once you plead guilty. You can never change this or undo this. It will go on your record. And it's very possible that DPS suspends your license because of this case. So before you start driving, I would reach out to DPS, because if not, they'll pull you over. And how do you plead to the offense? Are guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. He still has the case upstairs as well, or does that take care of this?
It's still open, Judge.
Okay. So it takes care of the cases now here. Unfortunately, you still have the case upstairs. Once you make bond on that, then, okay. All right, sir. Good luck to you. Thanks.
Have a nice day.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
we can file it as a continuous assault, yeah, felony. Yeah. We wish we were in intake, huh?
This will change
Yeah. Hopefully.
shortly.
The case that we took off the trial docket, I have a motion for some investigative funds. So I can send my person out to talk to the CW as well.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Judge. Helen Nahimas?
Make you leave. Heard every other 17-year-old what I've said to them here. John.
Yeah, I'm back on Cuellar, Judge.
Okay. Come up, Mr. You know. No. So if he gets off at 11, he's gonna need time to get home. How much time to get home?
2:12?
No.
Oh, sorry. I can't, I gotta wait for felony.
I guess 11:30.
11:30.
What's that up? Yeah.
That's the last one.
Thank you.
We already. Thank you.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is.
I got the juice was test and I made them a.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then to come back. Emailed me with the.
So we said that we were gonna roll it to, was it the 16th?
The 18th.
One on each.
Contact with Detective Garza, the Family Violence Unit.
Maybe at early 11:10. Judge Estrella Barros, she was in your custody last week, 17 years old, had a corresponding felony. That felony was dismissed and she made bond. I found out this morning. So her mom had her at pretrial. This was around maybe at early 11:10 or so. I was on the phone with her. I did tell her that she had court, but I didn't know when she was going to be able to make it or not. I'm asking if we can roll her to next week since she was bonded out and at pretrial this morning.
She was here and she just took off and she knew she had to be here though.
When did she come?
She never checked in here.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why she would go pre-trial. There's nothing pre-trial.
Yeah, she's supposed to be here, not pretrial.
That's where she went apparently, because when I came here, I discovered that she had bonded out because I didn't know.
They gave her paperwork that she's supposed to be here, not pretrial though. So she's just.
I think she messed up, but I don't have a number for her, but I have her mom's number. I could literally get her mom on the phone right now. I called her when I left here. Mom was like, we're at pretrial. I got these kids and I said, okay, well, try to make it here as soon as you can. And I came back here a few times. You're in the arraignment, so I came back.
She never came.
I wasn't sure if she did or not, which is why I came back.
No, no. She knew she had to be here. She's playing games. How do we even know that she went to pretrial?
I don't know if she's playing games, Judge, but I do know that she's 17
no.
years old and her first time in custody. And it's a lot. I gave the address, I gave the court floor, I gave the courtroom number to her mother. That's what I told
All
her.
you need to do is go pick her up now. I mean, really, a back rub too?
Just here to represent what I know, Judge.
It's not fair. You know, she got to be here just like everybody else. She's not here.
She didn't just make bond, Judge. I mean, she literally, again.
We give her paperwork telling her that she's got to be here. She knew, and they tell her, if you don't make it, we revoke your bond.
Tough one. I would ask the court to allow her to be present for a bond forfeiture setting. And it could be Monday. I'll be here every day. I'll call her mom as soon as I leave here and ask her mom to bring her here on Monday. We could have a conversation about it, get to the bottom of it.
All right, SFBF Monday.
Judge, can we do Tuesdays, Mondays or something?
I'm good for Tuesday.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. State, thank you for working with me. Y'all have a great weekend.
Take care, Mr. Brooker.
Yes,
Thanks
sir,
for
you too.
coming back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Because he convinced me to put it at 2001.
So is it 2000?
2001, yeah.
Judge, are you talking
Sorry.
about Barahona?
Yeah, 2001.
We're talking about something to vote like that, so we're not voting?
I don't know. Well, no. I'm revoking his bond.
Okay.
So there's no rolling it. It's 2001. So he's gonna auto-populate Monday anyways.
Oh,
So maybe he was thinking that they're not gonna bond him out, they're gonna wait, you know,
That's it, you're free, girl.
in an effort to save money.
All right, Sarah. All right, SFBF.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Brooker. Good job. Shit it. Wascally wabbit.
Victoria, I emailed you on that, so disregard it.
Yeah, you can go to Robin.
That's okay.
Hey, don't listen. Don't listen.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Hey, are we done?
Oh, no, we're not done. Page 14, Melendez.
Hey, it's kind of late, so let's have him come next week and we'll appoint him a lawyer. You know, you didn't already, did you? You didn't appoint a lawyer, did you? Okay, so we'll do it, let's do it beginning of next week.
Judge, also, I didn't have any.
Yeah, it's the same thing for this, all 17-year-olds, you know what I mean? GED, no weapons, that jazz, you know, so we'll put it on early for next week again, and then when we have them come back, we'll appoint them a lawyer.
Can you send everything on the queue?
Yeah.
And then I'm not there at the meeting, just like it was.
Streaming, remember? Okay, next week.
Oh, I think that would.
18. Wait, Victoria, when is your birthday?
Tomorrow.
No, really? Oh, 18, 22.
25.
Come on, she's barely legal to drink.
I know what she wants for her birthday, a raise.
Yes,
Yes.
knock it up. Across the board, yes.
We got to have a party, huh? Come on.
I've had quite a few.
Victoria, Monday.
Victoria's birthday on Monday, everyone.
We'll bring something in court.
On Monday?
Yeah.
Yes, celebrate your birthday.
Aw.
Hope I don't forget. Oh, hey,
No. Oh, man. Just let us know so we can bring it Tuesday instead.
Okay, so no, I'll.
You'll be here Monday, okay. I'll bring it. Yes.
You're getting all kinds of happy birthdays. Yeah, yeah, all over.
Yep.
You want to say bye? I'm going to say bye to everybody. We're gonna let them go.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, is he there?
I think he is. Hell yeah.
What's the name?
My dad is called Jos.
How do I spell that?
Jos. J-O-S. J-O-S.
Oh, J-O-S.
Yes.
No.
No, he's not. He doesn't have an account on here.
Do you need an account to log on?
YouTube? I don't know. For you?
I don't know if he's in the chat. I don't think so. What's up, guys? Look at him go. What's up, Sig? Goedenavond.
No, he's not there yet.
Damn it. Whatever. Shout out to my dad anyway.
You want to call him, see if he's going to log on?
I can call him. That's funny. Just when you need him, he doesn't pick up. Nope.
No.
Damn it.
All right.
Whatever.
I'm going to let him go. You want to say bye?
Say bye.
Thanks for the birthday wishes. I'm 25.
All right. We're going to let you go,
Yeah,
guys.
bye.
Have a wonderful afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys. Thanks.
Don't go anywhere. Stay where you are. There's more. A little in mid-afternoon, this odd stream just started out of nowhere
Heard all about it.
and ran for 26 minutes.
They can't be too hard to make.
Eat it with your hands. I don't care.
Savage. Hey, man. We got company.
Eat it. Come on, man. You can't do this to me.
I'm turning the camera that way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Can you see
I'm
it?
not even prepared. I'm eating. Come on, man. You can't do this to me.
Just turn it back.
No. Oh, my brother might be watching. Let me see.
Oh yes, he absolutely meant to turn this on. I'm gonna jump to the good parts.
She still has some.
Yes, I bought them.
Is it steamed?
Yeah,
Steamed, right?
they're steamed in like a giant.
Man.
Yeah, that's the good hot sauce. Yeah, not spicy. I think this is the courage. Maybe. There's probably some stuff. More like. That's fine.
Okay, you're wondering what's going on, right? Well, they're waiting for another special guest to pop up.
On violation for 2.
I'm off the clock, sir.
Might as well work. We're here. I'm going to send you an email. It's Stryker's case.
Yeah. What's up?
Linus is saying hello to people. The judge is doing some light work while they're waiting. Okay, I think we're getting close.
This has you me. Here, so just.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Kathy to the party.
Who's gonna come in naked? There she finally.
I can't believe it.
In the flesh. The legend.
For those of you who don't remember, Kathy tried to show up a while back and things went awry. Now she's actually showing up and being able to see the judge and meet the judge in the courtroom.
Hey, we're live streaming because I wanted everybody to see.
Oh, no. Where's the camera?
It's pouring
Right there,
Look.
right there. Yeah.
I start a new job tomorrow.
See, look, they're over there.
And my dog is sick. My dog has kittens. My dog has kittens. I can't go to jail today. I promise I'll get my GED.
Was the hand
I would
sanitizer?
probably fail the GED if I had to take it.
I started my new job on Monday.
I started my job on
yeah,
Monday.
I did great.
Amazon.
Please don't lock me up. I'm innocent, I swear.
So you got diverted? What happened?
So we were flying towards Houston on schedule.
Everybody's gonna wanna hear the story.
In the
I'm
road
over here.
right beside me, some guy in the road right beside me went back to the bathroom. Okay, everything's fine. Then all of a sudden the stewardess start running. And I don't know what's going on. And then I'm just, okay, they're running around. I'm just gonna wait and see. I'm just sitting here. I might even napped a little bit. And then he gets back to his seat and we hear the captain saying, we're diverting to Atlanta right now. And the plane took off, like it went so fast. It was just like, zoop, they turned and left. So we're like, Atlanta, no, not Atlanta. Some guy stood up. And the stewardess gets on and says, sit down. We just told you we're diverting for security reasons. Sit down. Okay, so everybody's sitting down. Nobody's getting up. And then the police come on board and drag him off. And then a whole bunch of people checked the bathrooms for a while.
Did you hear that? I think that there was a person, was it a couple days ago, tries to open the airplane?
Oh my gosh.
To open a door. And I think people in the airplane just literally beat the
Defendants. It's so cool.
And
I'm sorry, but I'm really worried.
Hey,
There is
yeah.
no coming back
I
from
mean, if you're gonna put my life in danger.
Yeah.
yours right back in danger.
Yeah, I mean, that would have scared me. Like, I hate flying as it is.
I don't mind flying. I hate
Oh,
airplanes.
man, I can't.
It was okay.
No, I mean, I'm like, I just retractable claws come out and I grab the people next to me and I'm whenever I'm flying, because I can't.
Oh, no, I'm fine flying. They only charged me for 2 beers at the bar while I was waiting in Atlanta. So that was go Atlanta. Thank you.
I got like a muffin.
Oh, I took a picture of my airplane food. I brought it on with me though.
Yours is probably better.
It was
than
from a
mine.
gas station.
Come on.
I don't know what that thing was that they gave you.
The funky mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what people have to say.
Jasmine
Hurry
wanted me
it
to
up.
tell you that you have inspired her to go to law school.
No, I inspired her. Jazzy. All I keep saying every day is Jasmine, go to law school. She should go to law
She should.
school. We would all help her.
We'll cheer her on. Yeah, I know, right? It's so meta.
She didn't even she's like, we get to go to downtown Houston?
Yeah.
But she didn't even get to see
Hi,
downtown.
Melissa, sweetie. How are you?
Look at how
Ozzy's
guilty
not,
you
I don't
look,
know where
though.
Ozzy's.
I know.
What?
He's
I
sick.
should have.
Oh, he is? Oh.
Where's
yeah.
Will? I need a defense attorney.
Okay, do you guys want to go? Should we go get something to eat?
I mean, we can. She's full from cookies.
Oh man, the cookies were so good.
I heard they were warm.
I think you're ready to tell you guys something.
Did you do it?
Not always.
Say bye to your fans, Kathy.
You want to say bye?
Bye, vibers.
So many fans.
Bye, vibers.
Bye, fans.
I love you. Thank
Bye,
you so
guys.
much, guys.
Be safe.
This is why I couldn't
Be good.
stream today.
Behave.
And you know, it took me 18 hours to put that stream up today, and y'all complained. I was watching you. I was watching you all complain today.
Yeah.
Took me forever to get that stream done, but I love you anyways. See you tomorrow. No, I won't.
Okay.
I'm tired.
Hey, Nan says hello.
Man.
Are we gonna say
Fleischer
hi to
from Brad
Nan?
says hello.
Hi, Nan.
Gosh, so many. I mean, I just can't even go. I can't.
Yeah, you can't name them individually, or then you go down this rabbit hole.
Crazy.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys. We'll see you Monday. Brad.
Bye, guys.
One last thing. Let me do something over here. I think you guys will appreciate this. I want this to work properly. So, this is the picture from, here, let me get myself out of this. This is the picture from lunch after court. For those of you who are in Kathy's Court Vibes Discord, there's a special, channel that is documenting Linus's travels to the U.S. to visit with the judge and whatnot. But I thought this picture was nice, and I just wanted to share it with anybody who might not be able to see it by going to Discord, because Discord can be kind of confusing and kind of hair pulling and all that type of stuff. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. My God, we've been here for 3 hours. We watched the whole docket. Wow. All I can say is wow. We're going to end on that right there. We're just going to end on that right there. I think that's a good place to end. Wow. So cool. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been another great Fleischer forum, and I do appreciate everybody coming to hang out. My Lord. We went late again, extra late. It's midnight Eastern time. Oh my gosh. Thank you, everybody. In 12 hours, I'll be starting another stream. And it's going to be a weekend review. We're going to watch some Judge Middleton, ladies and gentlemen. I've already got that mostly prepped. We're going to watch some Judge Stevens, ladies and gentlemen. I've already got that prepped. And I think we're going to watch some Judge Simpson, maybe. I don't have that prepped yet. We may watch some Judge Boyd. I don't know yet. We're going to watch some court, though. Come by. 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be here. I hope a healthy portion of you might be here also. Because, I mean, court, the weekend review. What you can't talk about in the court chats, you can come talk about here. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about. Watching court together and chatting about it together. And making friends and sharing what we all enjoy. But for now, I am your lone wolf Oozle. I have been your curator for these videos, even when they horribly messed up with that lip sync. Oh my God. I can't believe that's just embarrassing. I have ideas why that happens, but we won't even go into that. I'm getting out of here. Late. We all need to get some rest. I gotta finish the show for tomorrow. That's not done yet. Keep an eye out. The link will be up soon. There'll be a trailer to go with it. Hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you in the morning for brunch and court. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your lone wolf Oozle. Thank you for coming out tonight. You are the reason I'm here. See you in the morning. Good night. If you remember a movie named Ferris Bueller's Day Off, you'll remember it was about at this point in the presentation when Ferris would come back in his nighttime attire and say, "Why are you still here? What are you doing? It's over. Go. There's nothing else to see. There's no more story. There will be more tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. And I'm not Ferris Bueller, but that's a great movie. Night, y'all.